Chilling. Alright, should we start dragging everyone in?
Holy shit.
We
I don't know what just
swapped the
happened. I just
channels.
moved
Bro, I was
everyone.
fucking
Bro,
confused.
I'm
Holy shit.
terrible. I'm terrible at this. So
Oh my
sorry.
god. Alright, guys.
Holy
I'm so
shit,
bad with
dude.
Discord.
We're gonna have to do that again, guys. We're gonna have to drag everyone up.
Oh no!
Holy
I'm
shit.
so sorry.
Oh my god.
I'm so
Like-
sorry, boys.
One
I'm so
job.
sorry.
One job I have. I'm so sorry. Hello everyone.
What
Oh,
the
dude.
fuck just happened, dude?
How's it
How
going,
is
boys?
everyone today?
Very good.
All
Also
good.
relevant, so you know.
Just
kind of
eating my
pressure, but
schnitzel.
other than that, yeah.
We got a few returns from previous class, which
Yeah.
is nice.
Yeah.
Has everyone seen sort of the brief of what we're doing today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So,
we kinda had to
thanks
change it a
everyone for
bit.
signing up. Only the last bit.
Yeah.
Just because we only got you guys didn't submit your clips.
We
to
got
the...
three. We only
Aye.
got 3 people. I don't. You
Oh,
did a
maybe
lot,
we panic
Sanko,
called in.
and I appreciate
Yes,
that.
because I do a
Well-
lot wrong.
You don't be silly. You're hard on yourself, bro. But yeah, we'll probably go through 3 clips of the student mistakes. But yeah, me and Ben had to get
Oh my goodness.
a new activity because we obviously didn't have enough clips. So yeah, we made a new activity, and we're gonna be going through. So we're gonna be going through the Yay gameplay for
Nice.
activity 1, and then for activity 2, we're gonna be doing like some group work on like
Oh, okay.
ideas on how to do what Ye did, you know, so that you guys can learn the concept yourself. So it's like a
Yeah,
learning
apply
by
it to
doing thing.
multiple
Yeah.
multiple
Is it
situations.
the valor plan thing like last time or?
It's
Yes.
sort of like that,
Yeah.
yeah. Like I'll
Uh-huh.
be using that when I do my.
Yeah, we're doing that for activity 2 as well. And then
So
yeah, go on.
yeah, go on. No, I was just gonna say like I'll get the Yay stuff up basically.
Yeah,
I
let's get
just
started,
need to.
I'll have an eye on the lobby, and
Yeah, it's fine because I've just moved
Yeah.
to uni, so I only have one monitor, so you have to bear with me, guys.
The
But can
pain,
everyone?
suffering.
Yeah, I know. 1 week and then I have 2 monitors.
Of course, a fucking
So,
first world problem. But yeah.
yeah, I know. Literally, I don't know why I'm complaining.
No, you're not
Let me
really.
get to the point here. So, is it? I need like confirmation that everyone can sort of see what's going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see.
Go.
I can see it.
Okay,
Hey.
perfect. Let me get this up and let me turn my notifications off.
yeah, same. I've just had to do that. Someone just DM me.
Right. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is let me just get this up. Bear with me. So has anyone actually watched this game?
Yeah,
Nice.
This
What
was
did you think
first,
to it?
No.
I watch every single Yay VOD.
What?
I've already
watched
Every
Team
single
Liquid.
Yay VOD.
I watched Team Liquid vs Optic already.
I don't blame you, to be honest, Josh. I
Yeah,
really don't blame
he's
you.
really
insane.
good. I think it's very important to note that he just like I think the most spectacular thing about him is that he just really doesn't overheat at all. Like
Mhm.
pretty much never. You won't see him really. You might see him get like a bit outplayed positioning wise, but you'll never see him like really throw away any advantage. And I think that's like for someone that good, that's really rare.
Yeah.
He's
'Cause his
very well
stats are
collected.
incredible. Yeah, like that's like one of the big talking points of this. You'll see no matter like how bad the situation is or how much chaos, it doesn't look like he's in any chaos. Like he's just in. It looks like he's permanently in the flow state, which is ridiculous, really. So the first one I'm going to begin with is pretty simple. It's just round 4, big round, first gun v gun round, and they're in a 2v3. Of course, like we'll see here, it will go to a 2v3 because Victor dies here. And then from this point, so if we go back just before he gets a kill for a smoke, and makes it 2v2. So I think it's important to note that he knows that Breach planted here. FNS definitely commed the plant. So that's why he chose to spam here. It's not as random as it looked. So that's just a like really good communication on Optic's part that makes it a 2v2. And by the way, sorry, on this defense half, he actually goes 19-3, I believe.
I think it's 19-4, which is a 5.
He dies right at the end. Yeah, he dies right at the end, which is unlucky, but he.
Oh, in
it's
this
just
half
crazy.
you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in
he
the
fell
half,
off.
in the half.
Jesus.
Yeah, wait, no, he didn't really fall off. I'd say that
I'm
he just
joking.
on. No, because like on the attack, he didn't really have to do anything. Like Chambers just like all his impact came from defense, really.
Is this the game that Marv popped off, or was it Marv was shit this one?
I don't actually know what I was only really focused on. Yay, I just know that
Okay.
Yay took over the defense half like pretty much entirely by himself.
One-man army, this guy.
So does anyone? I got a question. What would anyone do here? Like, what would you guys think would be a good play from this situation? So he's just netted that kill for a smoke, 2v2, bomb's just been planted. What would you?
let's
He's
see.
got info on the brim, and I don't. They might have info on Neon. I'm not too sure. Like, does anyone have any idea what they would like to do or how they think it should play out?
I think
Maybe
I'd play
the
with Breach.
2v1 then Neon?
Yeah.
How would you? So how would you play with Breach? What would you do?
Well, they've got no flashes, which is good. You can play together without worrying about both of you dying to a flasher.
Hmm.
FNS has his aftershock ability, so he could force the Neon out, and then the Ye could pick the Neon off when she has to move. Maybe.
Yeah, no, they're not bad
But
suggestions.
do
what I
they know
would-
where Neon is?
I don't
No,
know.
I'm not 100% sure, but Neon's
Yeah.
very loud.
I don't know.
so
From
they
based on the
probably
map,
have-
that's what I would do. But yeah,
They would have known that Neon came onto site. Whether Neon's still on site, they wouldn't know that.
well, he planted the spike, right? So
No, Breach planted the spike.
okay,
was
yeah,
planted
I don't
years
know
back.
that. Yeah.
So they might know where Neon is. They might not.
Do the
They know that he went out.
do the T's
What is
know
it?
where Breach is? Do the attackers know where Breach is?
Breach is dead.
No.
Oh, no,
no,
sorry.
no, FNS. No, they don't know about
No.
Breach.
What
right
I
now,
would
believe.
do, what I would do is I would
He's not
go,
using a util.
I would go under him if I was chamber, and I'd like go under him and I'd hold for him to drop because you don't want to make him drop like on his own. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, both of them are not bad suggestions. My concern with all those players, the thing with that's in, what's the word I'm looking for? The same thing, the same problem arises from all of the plays that was just said. That if there is a guy towards where the bomb is, like this back side of site,
Yeah.
he's got a nasty crossfire, and they have no smoke to deal with it. That's like the biggest problem. So I think what Optic do is pretty much like the best play you can do in this situation. So it's important to know that Breach has a ton of utility. And I think any retake situation on Fracture, you need to
Yes, well.
trigger. Wait, when they do it.
We don't have audio, do we? No.
Oh yeah, Ben,
I'll
your
turn it
screen
up.
share on
You
your
should.
screen.
No. I shouldn't. Oh, am I?
I think you're on your
So
screen share.
Do you need audio?
It's good, bro,
It's
isn't it?
more fun.
It is nice,
Might as
but
well.
for some reason when I'm doing it, like, okay, let me try it, right, and I'll show you. For some reason it's displaying as a black screen. Can you see it? Or
Yeah,
just a
yeah,
black
yeah.
screen?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, so you can see it's fine.
Yeah, let's
I-
go.
Netflix applications that have anti share, the Prime, and
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
to get around that, you can disable hardware acceleration.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
That'll let you screen share those things.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
Yay,
that
pirates!
is-
Sorry.
We're learning. We should be paying for the cost. Right. So it's very, very important. Anytime you're in a fracture retake, you need to trigger this door sound. Like, you're gonna see how much pressure
Yeah?
it puts
Okay.
on Brim, because now at the time of the at this time of the retake, Brim has just killed the guy on the flank. Obviously, there could be another guy, but it's very unlikely because better level players would go together. So it's very unlikely he just finds one and there's another guy like lingering around behind him. So once this door's open, he now has to worry about all the angles in front of him and helping Neon while also holding the back.
Yeah, can I
So
say
what
Oh,
they're
that's so
doing-
good. Yeah.
can I say something to my students? So to my students, there's a concept we would have talked about called the bar, right? That's exactly like a perfect example of using that. If you've gone through that with me, any of my
The
students.
level.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
The
exactly what I was
awareness,
thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've even started using that to my students.
good,
That
isn't it, bro?
concept
It's good.
is a great way of like
Yeah, it's
visualizing it.
yeah, it's good.
Does anyone not know what the bar is? Is anyone unfamiliar with that term? Anyone?
Oh, no,
Or
good.
Everyone knows it.
I don't know.
You're free to say you don't, by the
know.
way.
Yeah,
it's okay.
yeah. We haven't. Let
we'll
me get
explain
rid
it.
of this for now.
Oh,
You
I
wanna
was like, why are
explain
you so laggy? But you have Valorplant open.
can you
That
see-
is
can you see my
such a
Valorplant?
CPU.
Yeah. Do you want
Yeah.
to explain it or do you want me to do it?
Oh, you can do it. I mean, I can do it the exact same way. Do you want to go on your stream then? I was
Yeah,
just
I'll
gonna
do it.
say it would save people time. Go on Eugen's stream.
I got so many tabs open right now.
Let's get off my one because I'm not gonna open it.
And I wrote. Okay.
All right. So let me just close some stuff.
Is
to save it
anyone not
for-
in Eugen's
Yeah,
stream?
make sure you're on my stream. All right, I'll just
Do we
start
do-
because I hope everyone's on my stream. So what the bar is a way of measuring. Does my stream look alright, by the way, guys? Like the FPS and quality and stuff.
You paused it.
What?
There we
There you
go.
go.
Wait,
It's good.
I think I'm screen sharing Discord.
So there's an echo, yeah.
I was screen sharing Discord.
There we
See
go.
this now?
Nice.
What a moron. So the bar is basically a way of visualizing how to measure how much the enemy team anticipate you. So it's like, you know, you're thinking from the enemy's perspective, like where's their crosshair, what are they ready for? And if they expect you 100%, the bar's high. If they expect you 0%, the bar's low. When it's high, you avoid fights, and when it's low, you take fights. It's that simple. But yeah, it's like, you know, if the door's shut and there's a trap behind, and you're in heaven, the bar's 100%. Because a guy standing here doesn't have to worry about gen, and he doesn't have to worry about gen, doesn't have to worry about door, he doesn't have to worry about main. So the bar's 100%. You're the only thing he has to worry about. But by opening the door here on fracture, so like this brim only has to worry about this right now. But by this door opening, it means he now has to worry about this as well. That's how you'd apply the bar.
So
to
by
this situation.
doing that,
You lower the
he's
bar
not
for this
lowering
area.
the bar.
Yeah, you are. Lower the bar for this area here. It takes anticipation away from this area.
But
Does it matter how
the
you
only
open
thing he
the door?
knows, it's a 2v2. But the
No,
only
it
thing
doesn't.
he knows
Doesn't matter
is
how.
the only thing he
So-
knows is that it could be someone from double doors.
Yeah.
But he's 100% going to expect someone from that area, right?
But it means he has to stretch his it means he has to also have his crosshair here.
Yeah.
So it's
okay.
like, you know, it obviously it isn't 100%.
So it's not just the expectation; it's also dividing attention. That's
how
what
much,
you mean.
yeah,
with the
dividing
bar.
attention,
Yeah.
yeah. So how many
Okay,
things you have to
copy
worry
that.
about. So if you're taking a fight from short, you wouldn't want to fight a guy here, or you wouldn't want to fight a guy here because you're the only thing he has to worry about. Whereas if you're fighting a guy who's standing here, he has to worry about this,
Yeah.
everything. That's, you know, it's about what angles he has to worry
Yeah.
about. So yeah, it's an attention thing. Anyway, let's go back on Ben's
But
stream.
if you're opening that door with Sky Util or a Fade Eye, it's
Yeah.
going to affect the bar. Yeah.
Yeah, it still works the same. The door of the sound opening means someone can be through it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Yeah,
it's
but even if
cans
they
and
hear a
cannots.
bird and they think, oh yeah, it's unlikely, unless they have 100% information on where everyone else
Yeah,
is,
you don't-
even putting a piece of util through it is like good.
Yeah,
It
you
still
don't
does the same
rely
job.
on you know, there's cans and can'ts at this level, not I think and I think nots. Like
Yeah.
no one's gonna be like, I think he's not through the door.
Yeah, it's just like people have to account for everything, and it's up
Exactly.
to them, obviously, how much effort they sort of how much focus sort of they put into dealing with each of the possibility. They have to do something because the more possibilities, the harder it is to. People don't like to gamble in
Yeah,
high
you have
elo
to be
games.
very meticulous, and perfectionist.
Well, it's just that you just got to do things like if you're under chaos or you can't relax, you need to do something about it rather than sit there and just let it like crunch you or destroy you, because that's like a massive thing. That's what, especially with fracture, it's the biggest crunch map. That's why you have to be
True.
proactive and take parts of the map. That's like the way it's designed. But to go on from my point, hopefully everyone's back in my stream.
Yes.
What they do, they actually time this pretty badly. In my opinion, they could have timed it slightly better. But Ye is here, and he's actually gone through the door. And what happens is Breach has just finished using his stun. So if I go back, so he uses stun as the door's opening, but I don't think that it was. I feel like they should have used it a bit later, but then it is a bit hindsight in that regard.
Yeah. It's hard to
He's
communicate
holding
that.
the flash. So yeah, they stun, he opens the door, he's holding flash, he doesn't actually decide to use it. But then obviously, Ye comes in, and the time was a little bit weird. So it's like he opened the door and he didn't push straight away. So Blaze King on the brim, he's kind of then like, are they actually coming through? Was it a fake? Because nothing happened instantly. It's like that bar. So the anticipation bar, as soon as the door opens and the stun, it's like really, really high. But every second that passes after what would have been the timing of his insta peak, it keeps going down, and then he's worried about them doing something else. And he catches that time and wins a 1v1. And then this bit's fairly simple. He just FNS. He could have died here, but he's basically just jiggling for the util, spamming it on site, making sure Ye can get close. Important to note that Ye's hugging the inside line, so he can't swing out. So Neon can't just kill him, because if he's on this where my cursor is, it's very easy for Neon to kill him while being isolated to breach. But there's no way that Neon can kill Chamber isolated if he's on this side of the wall. Group up together, and they just go together. So he could have actually won that, but they play it really well. Look how close they are
Play
when
it about
it
as
comes
well
to
as they
actually.
could.
Yeah, like you can't play many things like perfect. But that round just shows like if they didn't open the door, Neon and Brimstone had a really good crossfire, and it's like that little play of just getting that door open and coupling that with a piece of util that's like really effective. And
Is
it
there
makes
a
like all the
reason?
difference.
Sorry, is there a reason why Neon doesn't go onto the bomb and take the fight with Chamber if he knows he's main?
What underneath the?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think maybe he could have done that. That
Yeah.
would have been like a
Yeah,
decent
these
play.
plays
But the
aren't
problem
perfect.
is,
Yeah.
the problem is, like, does he even want to take that fight? Like, does he feel comfortable? If Chamber went on the inside line, so unless he did it instantly, which would have meant he had to swing out, by the way, and expose himself to potentially this angle, or
Did he have a
potentially
slide?
already up here. I do not know that.
Can we go back? No.
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 Would've
So
been
there's
hard
not
for him.
really two. He should have taken a
Should have
1v1 though.
peeked the
Like
breach, yeah.
he 100% sort of should have taken a fight. Letting them get close is not the play. You could argue there's a case for that as he's Neon. So what he does here is actually not that bad, but it's just poorly executed. But yeah, so this is just showing, like, the focus of this round was just to show like how like a little thing such as just opening the door makes such a big difference, because it completely changed the way that the round looked and the comms. So just FNS comm in the plant was here meant that he could spam, and no one wants to sit here, especially against a breach, right? And there's no way that Boom weren't aware of him having a breach. They might know that he didn't have well, he actually did have the nade available. So that's another thing to answer your point about should Neon have went underneath and took a 1v1. You know, he could have been naded out as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Yeah, with the
possibilities.
aftershock. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, at
gonna-
least if he's here, he can pick which side he wants to go to. It's not as bad.
True.
And
true.
breach has to be in
Let's
the
get a
open
really,
to
really
nade.
random thing. Can you move your mic a little bit away from your mouth?
Oh,
You
yeah.
get a
been
little
saying-
pop.
I've been saying
No,
this for
I
years,
know, I
dude.
know. I don't know what's wrong with my mic. So in one-to-one calls, it's really quiet, and in group chats, it's
And now it's perfect.
loud. So
Now it's perfect.
I am buying a new one. Don't worry.
Okay, yeah, I don't want to put you on the spot or something, but
No,
it's
that's
it's my
absolutely-
issue. Like I can't. Yeah.
Absolutely okay.
Okay.
So the next round I want to talk about is literally the next round in the game. I just want to talk about his positioning.
Your
and
mic
the
is
play
perfect
that
now, by the way.
Optic- Thank you. So I want to. Ye will do this a lot, by the way. If you watch any of his fracture games, this is really common. Like these two TPs are really clean.
Yeah, I like that a
And he
lot.
just basically look how good this play is. Look at this knife, by the way. So this knife from here is for Ye all the way over here. And it's very important to note, like, I don't know if any of you guys have played Chamber in Ranked and you've gone to Dish and you've just gone for this insta peek on this angle. It's quite a 50-50. You go insta post up. What they do is he waits on his passive angle in case they rush, which you're going to see later in this game. Boom actually do rush him when he's on this angle, and you'll see how it plays out. But they do this knife, he's waiting passive, it lands, it clears all of this, which is like
Wow, that's
super,
insane.
super sick. And then
Yeah.
as soon as that lands, he's instantly taking that space that his knife's got. Instantly getting on the angle. And now he's in a really good angle.
Oh
Here.
my God,
he's
what
getting
a
so much
shot.
information. Yeah, this
Yeah.
guy, we're not focused on
I'm sorry.
fixture.
It's hard not to.
And then obviously, so he's on the good angle, but unfortunately it means nothing right now just because they already got a kill and they'd rotate anyway. But had this round been a lot slower, they would have been able to rotate a lot more over to B, because look at the info that Chamber and Neon have. They're controlling both the mains, and it means that if they didn't go in at this very moment, they'd have a good 3-man setup going on at B and a lot of info. Because it's like very early information. If you watch Optic's gameplay, any of the VODs, I guarantee you'll see, especially on Bind, which is one of their best maps, they just have info across the map. And pretty much that's a key to tier 1, is how much info you're getting at one time. And like not info as in I'm on site and then I see a guy in main. It's literally early info when they're coming into the choke points. So another example would be B-long on Bind. So looking all the way down or jump spotting. And that's like one of the best things about Optic's gameplay. He's always, even when he's not killing, he's posted aggressive pretty much. So this round all goes on. And then he just continues to flank, obviously, because it's B, fairly straightforward. But it's important to note again here that he isn't like running around. So like he isn't just rushing. Even though his teammates are pretty overwhelmed on site, it's too risky for him to just run through this area. And he just nice and passive, nice and slow. And he just gets all the way up and he manages to catch this guy. But like, had he just run around the map, there's a very good chance that he could have died here, or he could have misplayed, or just thrown away his life for free, because he doesn't know 100% what's going on here. And then the next important thing is the second he gets his kill, he's instantly rotating, instantly on the zip, completely repositioned.
The bar.
And the timing, this guy does actually expect it, like just about, but it's just yay, and he just, this is just simple things. He just takes his time again,
It's
controlled,
Ye, yeah.
gets his kill, But there's nothing fancy about that. He's just taken his time and been controlled, you know? Like that didn't take much skill for him to do that. That wasn't mechanical skill at all. It was just, you know, nice and calm. And the same thing here. I want to know, like, I would say hands up, but like, obviously can't see your hands. How many people would panic when they're in this situation where they get breach stunned? He goes back on the angle. He just
With an
calmly
op,
dodges.
yeah.
Yeah, and then look, he gets flashed. He manages to turn from it. That's obviously mechanical, you know, skill. But then still, he's just not panicking. He's just
Yeah.
taking his time. And then he gets that
Oh,
kill.
He
So
is
that's
the
like a
best player in the world.
really, I think he's the best player in the world.
He
But
might
it's
be
just
right now.
he's always this calm. Like watch any of his games. He literally does this all. Literally.
He was
all the
15 to 1
time.
against Liquid yesterday, first half on Ascent.
Dude, he
It's
got
ridiculous.
17 first kills
Yeah,
and 4 first deaths.
I will actually bring this up. I will actually go to this. Hold on.
That is ridiculous.
I was really upset watching it because I wanted Liquid to win.
So he didn't actually die first until Ascent, where he got 4-3, which was his 30-9 map. In Breeze, he went 5-0,
He got
and
13
in
first
Bind,
kills
he
without
went
dying.
8-0, which is what we're actually going to be talking about in the next part
Yeah,
of this.
I'm doing some rounds in this game. I got
So like this is just
5 kills.
ridiculous numbers. They're absurd first kills to first deaths. Like his success rate is just criminal. He's playing
How much of
TSM.
that's
his
in part to
picture
playing
is so
Chamber, though?
smug.
Pardon? Well, yeah, like obviously he's on the best agent to do it.
Yeah.
But he's just like he is the
Yeah.
best at doing this.
He'd
Like,
still do
those
it on
numbers are
Jet
crazy.
or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just to continue on. We'll go to round 6. We'll go to. Where's my timestamp? So again, like a similar sort of thing happens. So if we go all the way over to round, at the start of pretty much every round, he's waiting. He's just waiting. He's not insta going on the angle. Like again, for you Chamber or Jet players, how many of you are just starting off the round peeking this angle? Be honest, because
Yeah.
I see it every one of my ranked
Yeah.
games. So there's no way. Like he just
No, I
waits. He's not
definitely would, yeah.
doing. He's not doing anything risky. A lot of that is because he's normally trying to wait out the knife. I don't know if he actually got knifed there or not. But then he just edges onto the angle nice and slowly, like hears nothing. They've obviously got quite a loud team comp, right, with a breach and a neon. So if he doesn't hear anything, it's a pretty decent like risk for him to take. But he doesn't just rush onto it. He just look how like slowly he's
Someone's
just
got a
nudging
fan, by the way.
angle.
Schnitzel, can you add a fan for your mic, Schnitzel? Just say.
But yeah, like this one's just to highlight on Ye again. Like he's just posted again on this info, and they're getting this rotating. But unfortunately, again, Boom are playing really quick. 120, they're hitting the bomb site, so they don't actually manage to do anything off the information. But it's just a case of him just being on the angle all the time, getting early info. So if Boom didn't play fast, they'd really struggle.
Yeah.
Round 8 is I want to talk about like saving. Very simple thing. If I just go to 2240, my timestamp. I don't know how many of you actually save your guns in ranked, but it's like very important. This is a very obvious example, to be fair, of just when you should save. He's left in literal unwinnable round, pretty much 1v5, even for EA. There's no way. But the economy on Optic isn't great, so this like follows on to the next round. So it's very important that he doesn't go for like exit frags, really. Like he doesn't like try and sit in, you know, spawn and do all this stuff. He just goes over here. He's still looking for a long range fight, to be fair, but he's got his TP set up so he can instantly rotate and like beat all the time-ins. But basically he just sits here, saves his gun. But it's very important as well to note that watch what happens after he saves the gun. So in the next round he saved it and he's got his ult.
You drop it, right?
Yeah, so he drops the gun over. So what would have been a really weaker like buy is now like a pretty good buy. They've got all their guns. They've got double
That's
AWP
sick,
coming out. He's got his ult now, so he's still got
Yeah.
this. And then this round, he's literally going to win it. So earlier I said that he did this play, and they had the KO knife. I don't think.
Oh
they
yeah,
actually
let's
KO
see, let's
knife.
see.
Yeah, I don't think they actually KO knife in this round, but he still goes on this
I
angle.
see the KO not there. Yeah.
Yeah, he waits.
Oh wait, they do.
No,
That's
this
enemy
is
one.
Oh, that's the
this
enemy,
is the
yeah.
attacker one. He waits on the angle using these two TPs. He doesn't go instantly here because if he did go for this peak, he would have been knifed, and that's what Boom are expecting. He dodges the knife and just sits on this angle. Free kill TPs. It's just like super. Like he's not taking any risk. It's why his success rate is so good. He just doesn't do anything He does not gamble his life away. He doesn't go, and even though he's so mechanically good, he doesn't challenge other players in that way. Like, that's not how he sets up all his kills. Does anyone have any questions about anything so far?
No, this is really yeah.
I just want to
It's
say
just like-
something. I had a student say to me this morning that he thinks carrying your games is about aim, and this is a perfect example. Like these rounds that Ben's going through is a perfect example of how getting kills isn't about aim. You know, like I say all the time that 10% of fights are won by aim, which I think is true.
Mm.
Most
I do
people can
have-
aim.
I do have one question. Earlier you spoke on taking good and bad timings.
Mhm.
Could you elaborate more on that? Because I think that's very a basic term of it, and there's so much more that goes into it, and I
Yeah.
don't fully understand it.
Yeah, so it's just using like, look at how loud the enemy team are. Like, it's using audio a lot of the time. Like, just relaxing. Like, he's basically listening, seeing what there is. So he'll keep track of like enemies util, what they're doing, like their default util. Obviously, some part comes into tier 1 where they have more games to study. Obviously, that's not applicable to ranked and stuff like that. You can't study your position.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But it's something that he's doing. It's like the next sort of level. But he's basically just, it doesn't really matter what util they do because his plays are like set up for like any fast util. The next round that I go through is like a really good example of it. But it's just basically he's not insta rushing onto the angle where it's a 50-50. Sometimes even less than a 50-50 in favor of the enemy. Because if you just go for this peak, you don't know if someone stood on the angle or posted up or anything like that. Like you can't guess that. It's just a gamble. Whereas here, he's kind of like waiting. He's either using a piece of util to clear it out, make sure the space is clear, and he's just waiting to hear something, or like info on the other side of the map. And then he's just always in a good position because he's not like they really have to work to get his to get kill on him or push him out of position. And then obviously he's playing chamber, so as long as he dodges a knife, he's chilling. He doesn't have to do anything else. He just gets out and just repositions and just plays his life, really.
Something you'll notice about Ye is after he gets a kill, he very, very, very often rotates to a completely different side of the map. Like obviously here they're rushing, but with the AWP, he just rotates to the opposite side a lot.
Float opping, right?
Yeah.
What I think is very interesting is that he actually saves his alarm bot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that, but I'd like to see how he uses that.
See, like, he uses it to make sure they don't drop, so he uses it as counter util.
Yeah, I like that. I just think that you have to be very careful with applying that in ranked because your teammates aren't going to react well in terms of the rotations and stuff. There's so many certain maps.
You can only do it when you're gonna play the position that you plan to alarm bot.
Yeah.
So it's like if he's obviously got mate on A main, so he can afford to keep the trip in his hand. And then I assume if he just got the one kill, like the one pick by itself, and there was no trades, he would just put it down.
Yeah,
Or something like that.
Or if he
It
just gave up the angle,
basically-
he'd leave it there.
Yeah, he's just trying to use it as like insurance.
Yeah.
Like they're the two main things you plan to do with it. There's not really any other good use. This round is probably my favorite round because it's like a really good teamwork round, but it's also, again, everything that I'm saying sort of reiterated. They want to go for A main control. He's not actually been posted here the entire game. And I just really like, obviously, this is a little bit harder to apply in ranked, but there's nothing stopping you from at least asking your teammates to do something similar. You could just do this with just breach or someone with, a piece of util that stops them going on the angle early. So they get a breach done. And bear in mind, look, he's not insta peeking this angle. He's not just dueling here at all. He's waiting. He's going to dodge the breach stun that comes out, just taking his time. Now he's ready to go on that angle. But again, he doesn't just swing this. You'll see what happens. So they do a breach stun. They open the door. This is already so much chaos for Boom's, Boom to deal with.
Oh, the slide.
Yeah, he just slowly edges on the angle. Like, look how tight this is. This is not risky at all. They've put so much pressure. He just picks up this kill. It's just absolute free kill. That took no skill. Another
Because of
opening.
Victor, Ye's awareness bar is like 5%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
super low. Like they've opened the door, breach stun. They've seen
That's what
everything. They're just
timing is.
tunnel visioned.
Right there.
Mm.
Oh,
And then it's literally just he still continues to play really well. So right here he's just relaxed again. And
Yeah,
it's
can I
important
ask
to
a
note
question?
here- Yeah, go for it.
Why didn't he TP? Is there? I mean, it wasn't that he was in that much risk, but is there like
They
a
weren't
certain
His
hitting
reason?
teammates were
other than that?
still his
Okay.
teammates were still alive. He wasn't under that much pressure. Like at the time, there was still stuff going on. So had the situation been like he doesn't want to give up retake if it goes horribly. Like his teammates are still fighting.
Doesn't
So if
wanna
he
leave his
TP'd
teammates.
and played retake, then he's baiting his team.
Mm.
Right? He's not there. He can't trade anymore. And they already know that they hear him TP, so they don't have to worry about this for a bit. So there's like a lot of like factors in my opinion. They also, like they have to be really worried. Like Brimstone, here he's not peeking. He's scared of Yay. He's not heard the TP. He can't just run on that angle. He can't afford to take any risk like that. And then here they flash through the smoke. Yay's just waiting in the smoke. And then Marved is actually going to die to chamber here, but he just goes through on the contact of Marved and trades him. Like he's sat waiting in the smoke for that to happen. That's not just like random at all. The second that he shifts position, Brimstone can now move, which kind of reiterates the point I was saying of he was scared of Yay being posted on here. But now he knows he's not there, so he can pick up the bomb. And then this is just kind of like just him playing it well. It goes really silent. Pretty much any time there's like chaos and it goes silent, they're waiting for like a time in or trying to find something. Could be many different plays, but he's kind of just like chilling a little bit, just taking his time.
Oh,
Like too much. That's obviously a
okay,
really
that
nice
is
shot.
skill.
Yeah, that one's skill. That's not really like too important. But then again, like a lot of people here, like I really like what he does. So he's gonna jump spot the angle for info because he needs info in his 2v1. He's by himself. He's isolated. Doesn't know where the enemy is. He needs to kind of see him as early as possible so he can deal with him. So he spots, sees him, and he doesn't peek or doesn't throw away his life. He literally just sits in a super passive angle. This angle should ensure that he gets 2 shots off as well.
Can I say something about that jump spot as well?
Mhm.
When the bar is high, you avoid fights, right? So after he got that kill on Breach, the bar is high. Now you can avoid fights, but if you need info while avoiding fights, you need to jump spot. It's a perfect example of like the bar being 100% and how you react to that.
You just need info as early as possible when the enemy knows where you are and you don't know where they are. Obviously, like as obvious as that might sound.
Yeah.
So the earlier you can see them, they can't like find a timing and collapse. Because if he just stayed on site and just didn't peek anything, obviously he doesn't want it to peek anything for a fight, but like he needs info, so that's why he jump spots. But if he didn't do anything, the guy could just walk up on him. He doesn't know exactly where the guy is, and it's just too risky. It's gambling again. So he's going to sit on site and just post on one angle, and that's way too risky.
Yeah, it's like
He wants to find him as early as possible, uses the jump spot, and just as soon as he sees him, he just nice and relaxed. Like
the way I think about it in my brain is like it's like a process of elimination thing. Like you want to eliminate one angle so that you don't have to worry about more than one. You know, like he's eliminating all the angles he could come from.
It's important to note as well, when he killed the other guy with this nice shot, he had his trip here, so he actually only had to worry about these angles.
I was going to say, I don't think saying that kill on the guy coming out of CT is skill. I think, obviously, the guy shifted up ropes into heaven and went through CT. How many people are considering that angle that quickly? I think he
That
was
is
also
skill
really
in
aware for it.
itself. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, like, it was a nice shot, but it was like he's not panicking. Like again, like he's just nice and nice and relaxed. Like he didn't just post on that one angle. He just went from this angle to this angle. Just took his time. It's just relaxed. Like he's not doing anything. I think Boom play it poorly. I don't think they should be. Like Blaze was in no position to help Breach there, which I think
Yeah,
is
that's
just
true.
not.
He's nowhere near ready to play.
Yeah, and I think that's like just a misplay. That's what you'll see from these teams from like APAC. They don't really do. They have like really good set utilities together and like combos, but their actual like raw team play when everything breaks down is like their mid rounds are like not very good at all, which is the same issue they have in CS. They just don't. They're just hindered by that. They need to work on that. But yeah, so at the end of this half, if we get it up, goes through. So from this point, I didn't actually have like the last 2 rounds. We can go through them. I didn't really have anything to say about them. He kind of just sits on, but this angle doesn't really get any contact. Just like another sort of passive.
So he's
setup.
holding arcade.
So the only thing that I'd really say about this that's essential is that he's just mixed up his position. He's found success at dish, found success at main. He didn't actually find any success when he was here. He just got posted, and he's just chilling. He doesn't want to give away. They know that he's got an AWP on the angles, and he just doesn't want to throw away. You know, he wants this 9-3. So he's not. He's
Only
just not
thing is,
taking.
this is already helpful, but 9 out of 10 things only work because you have chamber or maybe jet, or if
I
you're
think-
really, you know, maybe Reina. But like if you're holding an angle like that, as Ye did for arcade, with any other character, let's say you're Brim or I don't fucking know Race, you will get you have to be careful for flash and you have to be careful for this. And Ye can just okay, I get flashed, poof, TP out, you know, dick
Yeah,
in my
that's a fair
hand and I'm
point.
running.
But you can if you're not playing chamber, then you can do you can use these things to help your chamber set up.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter. Like obviously Chamber's the only guy that can do this, but we can't just ignore that's a thing because he's in the game. He's picked in
No,
pretty
I'm
much
saying
every
yeah,
game.
but
So like what I'm saying is you can if you're playing in a with your friend or you're playing with a random, just tell him like call this play. Like it's not very complicated. Tell him okay, yeah, put your TPs here and play here. I'm gonna stun for you or I'm gonna do this for you.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing stopping you from doing this.
No,
And it's
of
also
course.
to, that's why like we go through like a different player every class.
Yeah, and we're
kind
gonna
of
have a lot
learn.
more
That's why.
than just chamber stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like this is just
Yeah.
like this is a really good game. He's probably the hottest player at the moment.
Mhm.
We can start doing votes for like which players we want to, what people
Yeah.
want to see basically.
How are you going to find a Reina player?
We
No,
don't-
please
we-
don't.
that's
They're
banned.
everywhere. They're
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, true.
I got them coming out my ears.
I'm actually a main controller, so there'll be a lot of controller stuff as well. Depending on what happens, who wins Masters.
I'd love to see some Marved.
We'll be looking at. I think Optic will win, to be honest. We'll be looking at them as well.
Crashes, Crashes, I think is
Crash is a beast.
under the radar.
Who is DRX's controller? He's really Mako. I've seen some ridiculous stats from that guy. He has more assists than kills.
But yeah,
I'd like to see something on Sacy.
Yeah, for sure.
we can go through that in a different point. Like we'll do like a vote, but yeah, like I do understand that a lot of stuff applies to chamber, but you can also if you're either chamber yourself, you can do it.
No, that's true.
Games,
Yeah,
or you can
I
assist
prefer
it.
to have like to see things that from characters that don't have like a get out of jail free card.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And that's basically like everything else. So yeah, but this is really fucking interesting. I like the for now like the KO knife from the other side of the map. Stuff.
Yeah, like this stuff's really easy to get, by the way. Like this
exactly.
just takes like skipping for a VOD. Look in, easily find the lineups. All you do is you go onto this website, vlr.gg.
Yeah.
So you just come onto here and you just go to, whatever you want to do.
I go
So
to
you want to go
events.
to rankings. So you want to look at the best teams. So you want it to go, let's just say loud, right?
FBX also sick. But
Yeah,
FPS
you
is so
just
mechanical
click on
good.
these and then you just go here and they're just VODs. They're just YouTube links.
Yeah.
You just go on, there you go, there's the VOD, you just study it. They're unlisted, so you can't find them if you search for them a lot of the time. You'll just find like the really bad YouTube highlight compilations, which are not helpful in terms of studying. But super easy, you just go on here, okay, look, King's gone plus 21, FKFD. Okay, I want to study him, he plays my agents, let's say.
Yeah.
Just go on there, you just click it. You look at which, it's really easy. You can find
It's funny that he
like
plays
this.
Viper and Raze, but he plays Viper and Icebox and Raze on Haven. I would have done, like the Raze on Icebox.
So, like I said, like there's not too much in the rest of the game. He's already like popping off. This is a ridiculous round that I hope everyone's seen. Where he just kills everyone on the rope. Nothing too much to say. And then he isn't seen on the next round, so he plays the exact same setup.
Might be worth full
setup
screening.
here. Oh yeah, sorry about that. And then he just doesn't really, do too much. Doesn't really need to do much. They just get slaughtered when they come in. They got a stack. They had, early info. So even though he's playing over here, he still has his trademark over up at dish. Neon's aggressive on A, and now they've got this stack on this bomb site. And there's no way that Boom get in. So they played a slower round. Optic got all the info. They're one step ahead. And they just get absolutely slaughtered as they come in. This is the angle he plays, by the way. Quite interesting. Just gets a kill, and then they just all get slaughtered. If FNS is getting a 3k, you know the setup's good. In the nicest way possible. And then on attack, he doesn't really do too much. There's not too much I wanted to go through. He's already like Chambers a character where you need to take over the defense half, and on attack, you just need to play your role, stay alive for a long time.
The lurker.
Yeah, just keep your trip alive. Like too many
Keep the
Chambers
trip alive.
try and play like a duelist on attack just because it's like a similar role to Jet, but that's only on the defense. On attack, you're literally you just need to play your role. The second you die, you don't, unless you're going to get set up to get like an aggressive lurk position, you shouldn't be doing anything aggressive. Unless you're like, you know, you got like a breach stun to get on an angle, you got a proxy like a fade prowler, a sky dog or a sova drone, anything like that. You can take those risks, but you don't want to try and be the hero on attack. It's like a big problem, and I think that's what separates Ye. He doesn't really do like any other player that I really see that's 16-3 going in the second half is going to be ego swinging, like ego doing.
Yeah.
Like,
Kind of
you know,
true.
like he wants to take
Look
over
at
the
crashes,
game.
by the way.
Yeah, like this is good, but like
Yeah.
he still doesn't even have that many assists.
No,
But I
that's
think
what I'm
it's-
thinking. Yeah.
I
Slacker.
think it's like you'll see, like he just doesn't really need to do much on the attack. Hate the halftime break.
It's so
Unbelievable.
long, isn't it?
Just skip through. He's just kind of like he's just posted somewhere. Like if we just skip through the rounds, he's just kind of doing his thing, holding down
Yeah,
lanes,
yeah,
like by himself. He doesn't need to do anything. He's gonna play retake.
All by myself.
Yeah. So what I wanted to do is I wanted someone or maybe two people. I'm gonna link a Valorplant, and I want them to set up just a play that they would like to do. And then I want as a group, us to just sort of discuss how we could make the play more optimal. So if I go over to Fracture, who wants to be the lucky person? Nice.
Oh, you want brains? No, no.
No, it's just anyone that wants to put a chamber peak on any map. Like any
Oh,
map,
I've
you can pick
never
any
played
map.
Chamber.
Do we have any
Chamber-
chamber players here?
Yo,
Yeah.
don't make me
This
I
is
mean,
disgusting.
I play Chamber, but
Go on,
Disgusting.
go on, Schnitz.
No
go
one,
on, my
no
son.
no one troll. I sent it. Just someone come in. If you don't know how to use Valorplant, I'll get through. And does anyone have any questions at this moment of time?
No. Yeah, I'm good.
Did anyone not understand anything?
No, it was all good.
All right. So does anyone want to do this, or am I gonna have to do it?
Someone
do it.
surely.
I'll do it.
Econ was Econ.
I'm not a
Schnitzel.
chambermaid anymore, bro.
I'll
Yeah,
do
but you've been
Okay,
chambermaid for 10
I
years.
sent the lobby in exclusive.
All right. So
Yeah.
simply not that is doing it then. Cool.
Come in and just pick your map. Have you used
Okay.
Valorplant before?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so pick which map do you want?
Icebox.
Good, Chamber's best map in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, I
so,
love him
Hmm.
on Icebox.
Maybe actually.
And then
So is
what do
this
you
on
want?
defense, yeah?
Yeah, we'll go to defense.
Okay.
Let me actually move and put in a blue one, normal one. So what peak are you gonna go for?
Okay, usually, alright, if I'm on B, I'll put a TP up on top here, and I'll stand like right on the corner. So
But
Where-
you'll be taking the line of sight
Looking into garage, I think.
into here.
Yeah.
yeah. And then
Okay.
I just put a TP behind this thing, right? What the main box on B, like at the back. I don't know how to.
Do you
Right.
wanna? You can move them.
I
There
put
you
one
go,
there.
those two. I
Okay.
move them for you.
So yeah, just drag the white circle, like turn the pen off. So if you click the pen on the left or hit control and it will turn the pen off.
Alright. Yeah, I put one there, and I put one there. So I usually I'm just aiming here with like an ARP or my ult,
Mm.
and
I'm
I'll get
assuming
a
you
kill
put
and just
your
TP straight
thing
out.
like here, right?
Yeah. I put one there, put my trap in kitchen, and then my
So
TP set up there.
have you ever been time-ined by a guy that sort of like hugs this line and comes in to like this line? Because that's like one of the weaknesses of that.
Yeah, I do. That does sometimes happen. Yeah. Normally I don't. It doesn't happen often where I get killed. Like sometimes they will cross without me seeing, but I rarely ever get killed by it because if no one peeks me out of here after about I would say like 10 seconds, 15 seconds, I'll just TP out because either they're not pushing on B or they've somehow timing me.
So
If
in
I'm
10
like,
seconds, you're
yeah,
giving
10,
up all
15
your
seconds.
information. Because you're not getting early info anymore when you TP, right? So you got like no value out your peak. Whereas, in my opinion, what you could do is you can move your TP over so you can go at least across the whole box. Stay on this at the start.
Yeah,
Let's just say you've got at least like, what are common agents? You'd normally have at least you'd probably have at least one of these two. You'd like to think. If not, you might have. What else could you have? You could potentially have a Viper, Sage. I'm not too sure what else you could really have. You should hopefully have at least one of these. Now, what you could do is you could ask your teammate. Obviously, there's no guarantee that they know how to do it, but it's pretty straightforward, especially for Sova and KO. So all you could do is you could just get KO to throw a knife here, like either from mid or just come straight to B long. And then that gives you whole information, so you can instantly. So what I would consider is you either do your TP up here, or you do it somewhere like a little bit closer. It doesn't really matter. It's entirely up to you. But this knife basically allows you to evaluate, what it is that you want to do, whether you want to get all the way out on the angle. So then you can hold for like both. Obviously, it means you have to hit a flick shot, but you can stay. You can afford to stay on the angle, and you get really early information. And you can also tell your teammates to rotate over to A, or you can get like a Sova dart that comes in the same spot, sort of up here, so that you can focus on garage. And if nothing peaks, you just go over. Now you can afford to go wider again, rather than giving up all your information for free. And then you can afford to tell your teammates to go play 4 over this side of the map. And then if you don't use an initiator, which is definitely the better way to do it, you could always use as a Sage slow. You could either get Sage to come with you and just throw a slow here. You could get Viper to come and throw a spit here. You can also get, there's also, Sage probably won't know this, but there's a lineup from here that gets a slow, like around here.
Okay.
But like you can use, like if you just ask your teammates, like this is applicable to your games. Like you just literally ask for just a knife up here or a dart here, and it's going to help you actually. You don't want to be TPing off of this for no reason. Like you don't want to give it up for free.
Okay.
But what do you say 4A? But
But when you have
Pardon?
you can
full
still
B
come
long
through mid,
control,
right? Or
when you have full B long control, you can stack A, right?
Yeah, so you would play, what you'd do is you'd play, you have this up, so you'd play 1 on boiler,
okay,
and you'd play 3
that's also
here.
A already. Okay,
Yeah,
Yeah, I sort of count it, because he's such a
Yeah.
fast
Yeah,
rotator,
yeah,
it
yeah,
will
true.
normally be an initiator, so most
Yeah,
initiators
Sova,
can
KO
help the
plays
map.
there, yeah.
He can assist A from here very quick, whether it's with a counter dart, a shock dart, KO molly,
Exactly,
KO
yeah.
knife, all of that stuff. And then
Okay.
obviously, you've got early info, like you're gonna have a really good chance to win this round. And this is easy to apply in rank. That's literally asking your teammate to do one thing. You could also consider changing from, rather than going on yellow, to put your TP, here.
Yeah.
And then after time you can drop and you can sort of go into this angle, or you can put your TP a little bit after time so it's forward, and you can do all sorts. If you have this util to help you get on the angle to begin with, you can start moving your setups forward to get more aggressive lines of sight. And that's going to help you, win a lot more games and have a lot more impact. As long as but you got to make sure that you use your comms. I see so many people, so many of my students, when I start doing lessons with them, are not common enough. It's easy, it's like, it doesn't take any skill. You just say what you see. Like you might get teammates that don't listen, but you might as well try, because it might actually, even if they don't care what you're saying, they might actually do something based off of it, or they might just be, that anticipation bar. It gets higher the more you comm, if you're comming the right things. Like, and you definitely just want that type of stuff. Does anyone else want to do
Yeah, can I show one?
What's the best way to counter this?
what as a attacker?
Attack. Yeah,
So you need to use your util. So you need to use your KO knife. You need to sort of like maybe jump a spot, use KO knife, like use a drone, double peek. Like there's loads of stuff you can sort of do. Double peeking is not so good against chamber, but if it's anyone else, you could probably get away with it a bit more. Also being aware of the economy. So like, can he have an AWP? Like either with his money, or can he have an AWP with his ult? That's what you want to be wary of. And then if you do notice that, then you might have to layer your util. So you might have to use a KO knife for one bit and then follow it with a drone, so that he can't hide from it. You know what I mean? So he can't do, say you KO knifed and he was stood just outside the range. If you drone straight after that, or you dart, he can't then do a timing. You know, he can't deal with both of them at the same time or just after each other. But it is really hard to counter.
I
But-
hate this fucking agent though.
Yeah, he's really strong. That's why he's the most broken agent in my opinion.
I just typed something to you, Ben. Do you wanna? Can you check on Discord?
Yeah, I'm showing my thing at the moment, but I will in 1 second.
Valorant was
I
better
think you're
without chambering.
only sharing your browser.
Oh, okay. So we will go on, and if we've got time at the end, because it is a bit true, we have gone on for.
It has
A
been a
little bit
while
time with
doing
this
this
one.
stuff.
I do apologise for going on for so long with that. Hopefully,
We got some
still
more
made
rounds
sense.
to get through.
Yes.
From the liquid game. So
What, are you gonna go through liquid
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
now?
I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
Okay, I'll stop streaming and you
Cool.
can.
All right, let me get it all sorted out. So, here we go. All right, everyone, pile into my screen share now.
Yeah, I'm in. By the way, if you guys don't know, when you open a stream, if you look where all the pictures are, there's like a hide members bit. It's like 2 people and a drop down arrow. Just click that and it'll make
Oh,
the screen
wow.
bigger.
I did not know that.
Okay, I've done. This is not looking good. I thought I did copy with like timestamp, so I thought I had timestamps linked, but I'm just gonna have to go to the round. So I have to go to round 15 right now. Sorry about that, but yeah, ignore my plentiful amount of tabs up here. Okay, here's round 15.
Liquid on pistol.
Alright, so I want you to take notice of this is a very simple thing, but if you lose a lot of anti-ecos, this is going to be really helpful to you. Basically, last session, Ben, you know, I've always known this, obviously, but I never had a name for it. So, Ben gave me the name 145 angle. Now, if you notice, Ye is taking this very aggressive angle on top of truck, which wouldn't necessarily be great with a rifle against rifles. But because they don't have great guns, him sitting up here is a great angle to take against sheriffs. It's called a 145 angle because if you get headshot, you only take 145 damage, right? Notice how he's also playing away from the trap, so you never want to play in the same place as your trap. But yeah, it's almost impossible to die as chamber on 145 angles because you just TP away when you get dinked. You know, it's near impossible, to be honest. Obviously, sometimes you can get shot by 2 people at the same time. But yeah, it works out for him. You know, let me skip ahead a little bit. So this Viper ends up peeking him. Obviously, the Viper's only got a frenzy, but the Brim tries to trade. And if Ye had been dinked, he would have lived, and he would have just been able to TP away. So that's a super nice play. And then the round before this, so round 14. Let me just.
Going into their Byron. Oh, basically just how passive you can
So.
be.
Wait, let me take a look at this.
A lot of value as well.
Okay, wait 1 sec. Oh, wait. This is actually just the setup. We're just looking at this up. I didn't read my notes. So, if you look at the set, obviously some of you will probably know this and you will have seen stuff like this, but notice how he wants to put his trap on B. Wait, what the fuck is going on, dude?
What's the matter?
I think this is the wrong timestamp. Okay, we're gonna skip. We're gonna skip to round 18.
Brilliant.
I've messed up because you go to copy video URL at current time, and I think I clicked this by accident because we were planning this before. Ah, that's a mess. Sorry about that, boys. But that wasn't really a big one anyway, that round. So round 18 should be like right here.
Just wasn't found.
Okay, so there's something super interesting about this round, which I'd seen this in like Chinese VODs, which are hard to find. But notice how he's actually got a shorty when he has a Vandal. He's using the shorty because it's super valuable to buy it, even if you have a Vandal, because it can kind of turn some situations into like, it's almost as good as an AWP in some situations, like this, right? And I think he actually bought it with this situation in mind, because he's noticed Navera's doing this setup, which might be common in some of your games as well. So this is a nice counter if you notice setups like this in your bind games, where the Viper's just trying to cross lamps through the smoke.
This setup's super common.
Yeah,
like,
it's super common, guys.
I see it in every
Every
single
bind game I play, yeah. So yeah, you'll see in a second. Well,
Can
not
I
a
say
second.
one thing as well?
Yeah, go for it.
A lot of people will just try and counter this by putting the chamber trip
Yeah, the trap.
where Ye is playing, but the problem with that is you give up a lot of information. Like it's not an early bit of
Are we
information.
going on your screenshot? Yeah.
So it's, no. I'm
Someone's
literally, I'm just,
Oh.
yeah.
Why is Wild
on
Turtle
to-
screenshotting?
Yeah, so it doesn't give you early information, which means it's really hard to capitalize off. Because
Yeah.
if it goes off with the U2 up,
They
it's
just
just
have
gonna
lamps.
yeah, it's like you're gonna get crunched. So to counter this, he's actually able to play here, and they're able to keep the early alarm bot in hookah nice and aggressive. Early information, which allows them to play only 2 players on B,
Yeah, the
which means that
Viper
they
auto
can
as
actually
well.
deal with whatever happens on A, as opposed to playing 3 people on B and having 2 with the alarm bot on A, where they can't actually do anything off of it. Because once it goes off, that basically makes it 3 choke points, because lamps, short, and bathroom, and 2 players cannot hold on to 3 choke points.
Oh
It's
my
too
God.
hard.
You're gonna have to drag someone back in, Ben.
That's absolutely fine. I'll do that. And in general, if you watch a lot of VODs, you'll see most teams will play 2B a lot more than 2A. People are way happier to play the stack on
Really?
A, as it's a harder bomb site. Yeah,
I
you'll
think
see
I
it a
actually
lot.
see a lot more of 3B.
No, if you watch through, especially
that a recent
Optic's
thing?
games, no, it's just because it B's earlier. The reason you play 3 on A and 2 on B, there's a fundamental reason, is it's easy to take early information. So down B long and down like in hookah, like spotting in the window, you get long information,
Yeah,
whereas
right.
it's way harder to do that on A, which is why you need 3 players,
Well,
because you're gonna have to do more of a site hold a lot of the time. So that's like why you'll see a Sky jump spotting, and you'll see a guy playing in. You'll see Vipers very
how do
often
you feel
playing
about the
in
Viper all
hookah.
along? Against Eco. Not really feeling that.
I don't
against
really
Eco.
like that, but he's got a judge and low money, so that's probably
it's like
why.
yeah, true. It's for the judge, right? I guess.
The point of this ult, the reason why it's so good is because it goes all the way down long, and when the line of sight is quite narrow because of where FNS is playing. So when if they were to come through the ult, which is already very unlikely, his bullets are just they're gonna be like 1 HP by the time they get into his line of sight anyway. So he's just gonna mow them down. It's too risky for them to go in with pistols anyway. So it's more as a deterrent, not a
Look at this though.
thing to
What a
get
little
killed.
rat. But notice this. Another note from this round is, so the shorty's really cool. It's a cool thing you can do, which not enough people do, buying a shorty when they already have a Vandal. But something that I see a lot in my sessions and in my ranked games is chamber players putting their TP, like their destination TP, where they can't have impact. So Ye's TPs, his destination TPs, are always in spots where he's straight away ready to have impact. He's straight away holding toilets. Beautiful. So make sure when you're playing chamber and stuff, or if you have teammates playing chamber, to tell them like, bro, put your TP somewhere where you're ready to have impact instantly. So let's move on to the next round.
It's also, just to quickly follow on from that, it's also just because like his teammates know they don't have to take line of sight into bathroom, because they know when he TPs, if they want line of sight, they'll just get him to TP and pick it up straight away. So there's no overlap once he takes a TP. So there's not 2 people holding one position. They can still keep their crossfire going on even without, with Yate there or not. It doesn't really matter. That's just what I want to say. It's like making sure they're actually efficient with what's going on.
You might have to move your mic again a bit, Ben. It's like,
I don't know what's wrong with it.
it sounds like you're like a news reporter, you know what I'm saying? With the wind and that. Alright, so next round. Now, this might look simple at first glance. Just looks like a toilet speak. But something that you can apply in your rank games is Sky ult in 1. The reason he's gone toilets is because they have a Sky ult in 1. So obviously, he has to pick between long or toilets. Well, they're actually stacking 4A as well because they're on bad money. But yeah, reads like this, like making sure that when you spawn in, making sure you look at their ults, you look at what ults they have in 1, you're looking at their money before you make your plan in the round. It will literally bring you so many rounds and so many free kills if you can make those reads like this. Now
I think this one is so good.
Yeah.
It's such a good decision.
Have you seen this round?
Yeah.
So notice how he isn't super meticulous about staying inside the circle. if he if he has to leave the circle, he's completely comfortable doing so, and he relies on I think it's fine to rely on the slow to get you out of fights.
I
So
want to
no,
say as well,
Go on.
sorry. So I just want to say, like, the reason basically the reason he's on that TP is just because he's scared of them doing explosive shower
Yeah.
play with Sky and Raze, where they do this. Well, they have the stim beacon, the Sky Flash, the double satchel. So he needs a TP if he can't contest. But because they haven't done that play, he can afford to go in front of it. Like, that TP is literally just there to like the worst case scenario.
Notice as well how everyone has good crosshair placement on common angles, but good players have good crosshair placement on common off angles, right? So if you play a lot of I guess scrims, but sometimes in ranked you'll see complete idiots standing on top of these boxes like holding toilets pushes. But yeah, in scrims this is a very common spot. So it's very important to be able to predict common off angles as well. But yeah, this is something I'd like to point out that gets a lot of people I'm spectating and a lot of students killed is jiggling when you're holding an angle, especially against an AWP, because it can get you seen early, and it can also mean that when the AWP peeks you, you now have to take a bunch of time getting yourself accurate before you can shoot. But yeah,
Jiggle with the dog spawned anyway. So
yeah, it's a scream like ADHD moment. You know when you watch him play and he's like scrolling through his all his abilities and that, just like screaming really fast and stuff.
He's always like, I don't know, like he has a heart rate of 1 million.
Yeah, literally, dude. I don't know. Scream's crazy.
He's so good though, but he's
yeah. But notice as well, like I was saying earlier, like he instantly gets that kill on A, and because he's a hero rifle, right? Well, not a hero rifle. His team's got a rifle, but hero AWP, right? His team's eco, and he needs to carry the round. He instantly rotates to B so that he can get another unexpected fight, another low bar fight, easy kill. So rotates to B, and these guys don't expect an AWP here on B. Look how they're just taking it. They're just like they're pretty confident. Okay, guys, the AWP's on A. Let's go B. Their hero guns on A. Let's just go into B, and then he's already here waiting. And then they TP because they're like, oh, well now the hero gun's on B. Look what he does now. Straight back to A. Then owns them again. Could have got the 4K, but yeah, like float AWPing.
Everywhere.
He's everywhere. He's always outplaying the enemy team's anticipation. It's a super important skill that will get you so many kills on any role. Like, doesn't matter about chamber, like any role. Let me see if this timestamp works.
Quick play up through.
It's crazy how he's literally playing chess. Like he's multiple steps ahead pretty much all the time. And I think that's like not entirely just him either. Like that is like Optic, but his plays are set up like, they're super safe. He can do them over and over again. That's why he's Mr. Consistent. That's why he can consistently put up these numbers, is because he's not taking many risks.
He doesn't rely on aim. He doesn't rely on mechanics ever, which I
think a lot of people would want to if they were as good as him.
Yeah.
But he still doesn't, and I think that is why he is the best player in the world.
It's like your mechanics are insane, but when they're the thing in your back pocket, that's another level, Anyway, we were talking about this lamp trap earlier.
Consistently.
Yeah,
mechanics anyway.
Exactly.
Everyone will have bad days.
So you can only achieve consistency if you're relying on something like game sense and positioning, which rarely have a bad day in terms of that. So we were talking about this trap earlier, and it isn't ideal. But he's kind of, holding it. Obviously, dodges the dog and then goes back in the smoke. But the reason he has to have that trap here is because they can walk through the smoke like this Raze did. They can go for that smoke without him seeing him. But yeah, it outplays. He's probably noticed at some point that someone keeps running over this box whenever they entry. So he outplays that. And what he might have done if he had heard loads of people cross, he might have walked in behind them because he does have his TP here, so he can swing behind them, get 1 or 2, and TP out. But yeah, that's a nice play, and then TP straight out. And now him and his teammates, they back off, they play retake. They don't need anything anymore. 5v4, they've shit money. Yeah, go for it.
So the reason as well that he plays super close is because, as you can see, they're doing a push on B long, so they're putting 3 players there. So he's expecting them to like do a quick reaction up A. And because they've been doing this Viper wall every single round, whenever they do this quick reaction, they're gonna put the U2 up most likely. And I believe it's their Viper orb on short, right?
Yeah, it is their one way, yeah.
So they are wanting, so Optic are planning to either kill them by like stacking hard pushing B or funnel them into going towards A. And then because he's sat in a smoke, they're gonna have to like rush, panic up if they do see this thing on B. So he's just basically ready to deal with it. And him playing with the alarm bot is fine because they've got 3 players on B and only 2 on A. So the alarm bot sort of counts as like a half player.
Yeah.
So you can at least like capitalize off of it, which is harder to do when you're playing 3 on A. With the alarm bot there as well.
Yeah.
It's really difficult. So
The reason I didn't really like look at that stuff because it's quite hard to do that in ranked. You know, it's quite hard to play off what's happening on the other side of the map in ranked in terms of what your teammates are doing. So
yeah, I mean, I guess if you've got an overly aggressive team though that are just wanting to push something, and like you've got a guy that's just overextending, then you kind of want to be in a position where you can at least trade the kill back. So like, had they played passive on A, they wouldn't have been able to deal with anything had it gone wrong on B. Whereas at least here, if they'd got a
True.
lot of info towards B,
could have pushed.
Chamber could have pushed A short and took a flank positioning or an advanced positioning, anything like that.
All right. So does anyone have any questions about the rounds or anything? We can always go back or if you have any questions about this round.
No, this is a good setup. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on to the next thing we have, which is some group work stuff. So what we're gonna do is, I want you guys to find your own setups. Now, like you said, Sanka, if you guys decide as a group that you want to use a different agent, none of you are chamber players, that's completely fine. You can do like Raze or like, I don't know, Astra or something. But I want you to find setups that are going to find holes in this comp, which is pretty hard to do, but that's the point. I want you to realize that like what Ye is doing at the start of these rounds where he's waiting, he's waiting before peeking, he's avoiding the early round util, like he's avoiding the sky flash, he's avoiding the recon, and then he's peeking after that stuff. Right? Like that's what this Valorplant thing here is what happens in good players' brains when they're deciding where they want to stand, even like a site anchor or a support player, like you're thinking ahead, you're looking at the enemy team's comp, what util do they have? All right. So
we've got 3 groups of 3, right?
Yes, we do.
9 of us here.
We have
question.
Yeah.
Is it counting alts as well?
No, that would overcomplicate everything. If they had a that would be.
Yeah, that'd be really.
That would be ridiculous.
Oh no! What are we going to do? Where
they have
would
5
be?
ults.
Sky ults.
Yeah.
And Astra ult.
All right, so we lost
anyone
someone.
Have
so
any questions about the task?
Yeah.
Or
do we get this setup or do?
Yeah,
do
I'm
what?
gonna give you the Valorplant.
Copy
link.
that.
Oh
yeah,
wait.
Copy
Ooh, actually, yeah, you do need to copy it actually. So
yeah, link it to me and I will
wanna
bookmark
create-
it. And then when you
create
guys have your lobbies, like 1 lobby per group, I'll come in and I can just apply it to your thing.
So I
just
have
you
groups
send me
written
the-
down. I have groups written down, which I did while Ben was talking at the start. But someone left the channel. Am I correct?
Dick.
Who? Who left? Who was it?
Harry, yeah.
It was.
It was
We
from a
didn't like
screenshot,
him
no?
anyway. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Miss Turtle something.
Wild
No?
Turtle. Wild Turtle left.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna move someone in the group around, and then I'm gonna drag you guys out to groups. So I guess
And
you'll find out
then-
who's in your group. So
And then I will come and join.
yeah,
your
we'll
thing
come
and
and
set it up for
we'll come
you.
and set it up for you guys. So
Cool.
Yeah, I veto chamber. If you're in my group, tough.
All right.
I don't wanna be in
Anyone have
Smoker's
any
group.
questions before we drag you out?
No.
No,
all
let's
good.
go.
Cool. I'll see you guys in a minute. They are on the document, Ben. If you.
That's fine. I'll just let you do it. I'll go into one.
Yeah. All right. And you guys are group number 3. Yo. So, anyone have any questions or anything?
Yo.
Not really.
No.
How are you guys finding it so far? You having fun? You learning?
Yeah.
Yep.
Good, yeah.
Fuck yeah. All right, cool. So, have you guys used Valorplant before?
Yeah,
Slightly.
like kind of.
No, I just used it. And then just...
All right. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a Valorplant lobby for you guys.
Okay.
Quickly, be 1 second. Now, let me just create that for you guys. So, basically, this website, I'm gonna screen share while I'm doing this so that you guys can kind of understand how this website works. All right. So, what you want to do is you got all these agents here, right? I just drag the agent I want out. And if you want his util, like drag this shit out, right? Same for every agent, okay? And then I just drag the white circle around. So the comp was, let me just open it up again because I forgot the comp. Okay, so the comp is chamber, sky, server, Astra, raise, and then this is at the start of the round. Okay, so I want you guys to place this team's util, the attacking team's util, how you think they would use it, and then I want you to position this chamber in a way which counters this util, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna basically, when we're done, when you guys are all done, we're gonna walk through the whole class on everyone's examples, and I want you guys to break down your kind of plan in the round if you're this chamber. Okay? Any questions?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Do you have the link to that Valor plant?
Yeah, yeah. So there's.
Do we have to think like put a trip hookah, just like play something that will also work in a comp game if they pushed hookah and long?
Yeah, it's good.
Or only long?
If you want to, yeah. I mean, ideally you have the trap on the opposite side of the map, so I don't think it's actually possible if you're peeking long, but yeah, you would probably have it hooker, to be honest.
You can do whatever you want. You need to just explain the strengths and the weaknesses. So you need to. So not everything is going to be perfect. It's impossible, but you need to understand the things. This is all about identifying the risks. So you can have your thing whatever, and of course you could mention, you know, that the enemies could come in, shoot it, and try and like double satchel out and flank you if you're aggressive long. You know, like it's just like accounting for the risks and the possibilities and how you can deal with them.
Yeah. So did you set up group number 2, Ben?
Yeah, I set them all up.
Alright, cool. Alright, any final questions? Or are you guys good? Chilling. Alright,
good.
So one of you open up that link. I put it in hashtag #ValorPlant. It's called Group 3. Just open that up, and one of you screen share it, and you guys are gonna create that plan together, okay? We'll give you guys like 5 minutes or something, alright? Alright, cool. Me and Ben are gonna go up and have a chat. Oh shit, were you gonna go talk to them? Alright. Yo.
They're going to drone you off on long.
How you guys doing?
Good.
You guys having
We're
fun?
saying you can have a KO help in this scenario, right? Because
Yeah, Louis, can you make Bensky do his stuff with the thing I sent him?
What did you send him?
I sent him my link. I don't know if that's good enough.
One sec.
It's a video too.
Make him do the stuff with what?
He has to do. Yeah, you can tell him do the stuff to Valorant, do the stuff to Valorplant in the link Sanka DM'd you.
Okay. Sanka DM'd you something, Ben.
I already helped him with that.
Go talk to him because he's asking me to tell you to do something. I'm gonna go for a piss real quick, alright?
Yeah. Yo.
Yo, I'm back.
Hello.
So what was going on there?
No, he just didn't. He linked me his Valor plant because they're doing 2, one with chamber, one without, and then
okay.
He hadn't clicked on lineups. Like he hadn't clicked on strategy. He had it on lineup, so you couldn't see that I'd set it up for him.
Oh, alright, cool. Okay, so I have a 3 more versions of this. I have a C long one, like a C site one. So this is the hard mode. If you look at the document, this is the hard mode of this, and then we're gonna do a different comp after this.
Well, I got to do the XSET thing.
Yeah, we'll have time, bro. Will we? Should we just go straight to the hard mode of the site holds one?
Yeah, I think you need to give one because they got to explain theirs, and then you got to do
you're
one
right.
example.
Yeah, we'll just do this straight into site holds, but yeah, it's good. Obviously, it's good that we add more options.
Mode one?
Go to activity 2, right? And you just see hard, easy, and then site holds, hard, easy. See that?
On.
You blind? Control F activity 2.
Control F.
Activity 2.
Oh, it's fine. Like, I'll find it. I don't know where it is in the
fuck?
big document though.
It's on page 9.
Page 9. That is helpful. Oh yeah, I see.
Yeah. So when I do this in one-on-one sessions, I usually just do a long on Haven, and I give them a hard comp and an easy comp, and I make them realize like, oh, okay, these guys need help. I'm gonna go join them. Yo, what's up? Someone
Yo,
left.
a quick question. His PC crashed or something.
Okay. Yeah, what's up?
Do they all have to go long, or can they go who can shit?
Well, they can go hooker in a real game. They can go hooker in a real game. So.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
just
thank you.
right.
Huh?
It's just for like we're just doing like a B push here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, fantastic.
Cool.
All right.
I'm gonna go up to class 2 and check if they're alright. Everything good, Coda? Everything okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My PC just keeps fucking crashing.
Alright, cool.
It's so fucking annoying.
Yeah, that is annoying. But you'll get the VOD anyway, okay?
Yeah, I got it.
Alright, cool.
It feels like you need to play the chamber like up for information, or alternatively have the chamber with like a KO or like a Sova to help this chamber like get that info.
They can put you over sort of thing.
By the way, you can use if you see in the bottom left where it's got like the red bar. If you do that, and then he's got an ally. So if you want to demonstrate an ally, you can make that clear by if you drag one up, it'll be the same color as chamber screen now.
Yeah. So I think like the hard part with like playing the so far back is that you lose that advantage of being able to spot down the long angle and seeing that they're there early. Which is rough.
It's rough.
What rank is everyone here? Just out of interest.
Well, I'm gold 3, so.
I think if they have an Astra on the team, they could easily smoke off Elbow and like.
I'm D1 by the way.
Yeah, you're right. You need to have your destination TPs kind of in a place like I said about where you're gonna have impact after you TP.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So I don't think this one's good because they can easily smoke off with Astra.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I'm not a fan of that destination TP.
And that one also gets destroyed by nade.
1 second, guys.
Yo.
Don't give them any help. Like, don't give them too much help.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Because I want them to do.
Yeah, they're gonna
what their
explain that
work
shit.
is,
Yeah, that's my bad. I forgot
and then
about
explain it, and then we.
Yeah, we
fix it so they understand their own issues.
I think for the next class we need to. I kind of trolled when we were planning it, to be honest. I think we didn't realize how little time we had.
I mean, just a.
It's because of they didn't upload enough fucking things for the third activity, you know. But
Yeah,
we're doing alright, I think.
I mean, I think my activity went fine. I think
yeah.
the next one's fine. So.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't going bad. It's just it's not perfect. I'm like, I don't know. I guess I'm just a perfectionist.
It's our second one. I mean, I'm pretty happy with my first task, and my second task is a really big explanation for one round. So. It's
yeah, I think
go
you're doing
through
good.
a lot of stuff. So.
I'm annoyed that the fucking timestamps didn't work. I don't understand.
All good.
Let me see.
Normally that would have been.
Whatever.
Can your stream see if I message you?
The recording. If you message me, I'll drag Discord off and open it.
Have you opened my message before when you message me?
Maybe, yeah. For a second, yeah.
Okay.
Why?
No, it's all good. I drag it off. I'll send you something.
Mm-hmm. Alright. So how much longer do we think we're giving them? Give them to like 22? I got so many DMs to reply to, man. Ah, dear. Alright. I'm gonna go check on class number 3.
I think like they're just having it here where like Chamber's pretty much by himself here, so no one else
Yeah.
actually watching Hooker. So he needs that. If he has like 3 on A, then he won't need a trap on A because they're all watching.
He could put it here. It's like when they
anything.
drop down.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
could put it there.
He could put it there, but then that allows him to actually walk out. Like you want the
Yeah, that's right.
you
That's
probably
right.
want it like before they're even visible to know whether they're there. And plus, it's hard to like smoke that off, even with like a jet smoke, because you wouldn't be able to actually get around it. So it's not really like in a position where it's smokable either.
But that's all. I don't know. So Silva's starting site.
Yeah.
Botting.
How you guys have plans to deal with everything that the T's can do?
We're just discussing that now. We set up the attack, and now we're just talking about the defense.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Is the chamber like playing? Are we assuming he's playing by himself, or is he got someone else with him on site?
The other groups are doing allies, yeah. If you want allies, yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, don't do 5 people because there aren't going to be 5.
Yeah.
Keep it realistic, you know.
Yeah.
But be in the situation though, like what I was talking about earlier, and as you're watching Yay play, like, would Chambers trip be like right next to Chamber? Like, wouldn't it be somewhere else?
You could have it. You could put it wherever you think would be best to have it in the round. You know, I personally think that if I'm peeking B long, I would like the trap on A short. That's how I have it in my teams for most rounds in the past. But
yeah, because if you had a teammate, I would put a teammate playing that hookah area, and I would put the trip over, like, over here somewhere on the other side, on the other side.
Well, personally, I would have my teammate long breaking recons and dogs, and there would be 3. I would have 3B. Oh no, wait, I shouldn't be helping you. I shouldn't be helping you. I keep forgetting. I'm really like, yeah, I shouldn't be helping you. My bad.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go check on. We'll go talk to Ben quickly.
We can like do anything. Like the enemy just has like such an easy answer.
No, but that's what you're trying to, you know.
Be a bath or something. I don't fucking know, or short. I don't care. Chamber, enemy chamber. Probably be lurking. I don't fucking care. I don't fucking know.
You think he's holding for the rotate
race with
here?
Boombot, they would destroy the trip. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
I don't know.
Who would have followed up the? It could be the chamber. No, put the chamber back in long. The chamber follows the drone with the up. Agreed?
Okay, we can have the chamber following the saver drone. I think that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay, and he has probably his trip and etc. Sorry, his TP back. So if he gets flashed, he will TP back probably, right?
But that means he's walking up long with his TP out now because he can't scale long with his
No,
TP.
but he waits for a peak, so he follows the drone, and then I don't know. He can't follow the drone too close because the drone clears left for them. So our right, and it will get shot before it can clear right.
The whole point of this was the chamber peeking off the drone's contact. You're not breaking the drone. You're peeking off the flash to kill chamber because they think they're safe behind the drone.
Okay, copy. Yeah, I get it. Sorry. Yeah.
Some nice ideas, guys. You guys having fun?
Yeah.
Oh, it's fucking horrible.
Sanka doesn't want to do chamber at all, so I'm trying to get through this quickly. But
really.
Yeah, it's such a shit agent.
It's just because he doesn't. You can't call chamber.
It's a good agent. It's shit for the game. It's a good agent. It's shit for the game.
No, it's not, dude. Because the drones and the dogs wouldn't even be useful if they would be OP if Chamber and Jet and Reyna didn't exist. You know, of course he's good for the game. I think
you just got someone trapped in the corner now.
He's unbalanced for sure, but the concept of him is fine.
Oh no, I agree with that. The concept is fine, but as it is now, it doesn't make the game better.
Depends on in your games, Louis. It probably does. In the average ranked game, I think
you're right. To be fair, I think below Radiant, it probably is quite annoying. But what are you gonna do, Sanka? Are you gonna go code the game? It's out of your control. Dude,
send an email, you know.
You send an email. You're like,
yeah.
You are losing my business if you don't remember.
Yeah, no, yeah, you are, you know, like that. And it's written down with my wrong hand, so the
Yeah.
R is the other way around. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so,
not buying the Sakura Vandal if you don't.
Yeah, I'm not playing your free-to-play game unless you remove this agent.
Yeah. Oh no, whatever will we do?
I'm cancelling my subscription to your free game.
Going to OnlyFans. Now, anyway,
Alright,
now, but
get on with it, boys.
I'd rather have. It's unlucky because I'd rather have this class be about something else, you know, because I don't play chamber at all.
Yeah,
And this
well,
is
The
all chamber.
concepts are still the same.
You're learning how to counter chambers as well. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, the next activities, the next 2 activities, so the rest of this class is going to be much less about. There will be no more chamber after this.
No, because the mistakes I send in 0 chamber. You got that right.
Wait, what?
The mistakes.
He said that's
going
going to be
over
his
mistakes as
complaint.
well, right?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, you won't see chamber.
Cool.
I will
It's
probably
a shame,
be killed by
Sanko,
chamber
because
a
you
million
should
times,
try.
but
You should
anyway.
try playing him, dude. Because you'd.
He's so good.
Yeah, but I don't have aim.
Doesn't
Bro,
matter.
It doesn't matter. Like we were. This is the whole thing we were explaining. Is you don't.
Yeah,
need
but
aim.
the ARP, that's true. I don't know.
No,
I
not
may
even
try
the
aim.
AWP. You take fights where it doesn't rely on aim. You don't need aim to play chamber. That's the whole point of this class.
Yeah.
All right. So.
Right. How long do we have still?
Well,
I reckon everyone else is finished and they're waiting for
I
us.
will check. I'll check.
Sova,
Yo.
like, oh, what's up?
How long do you guys think you need?
Like, probably 2 more minutes.
Cool.
Game.
Yo.
I would have. Yeah.
Oh wait. How long do you guys think you need? Or has Ben asked you?
A minute.
Is like just a minute. We're just talking
Yeah,
about.
not
Alright,
a
cool.
long time.
Alright. Yo. Everyone
Yo.
seems to be getting close to done.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
No, I'm just thinking, just do this, let them explain, then I do my XSET stuff.
Yeah, you don't want to do the other one.
I don't have time.
We don't have
no
time.
Way.
No, you're right.
No way.
No way. All right, I'll go through the mistakes and stuff then. Let me I'll take a look at what we've got in there. So we have 3 people's mistakes to go through. So
Yeah, what I want to do is after lesson, so after we finish the task, I just like finish up and then sort of just say, rather than having the chat in the call, I want to get a form that basically just says your name and basically the review. So like how they found the session, and then just a rating, and just send that out. Just
let's
PM everyone that turned up,
Yeah,
rather than
that's
having the
perfect.
whole chat in here.
Yeah. It's way better. I was thinking that as well a few days ago or some shit. So yeah, Sanka's a bit
Saves time in the recording.
Huh?
It saves time in the recording as well.
Yeah. I feel bad for Sanka because he's not a chamber player, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, he should still like he can still learn part of it.
Yeah,
but
and he's learning how to counter chamber. So.
Yeah, we did do a name. For
We
each.
should put the we had the activities in the description, but we should maybe put. What do you think about putting the topic of the class in?
Yeah, we can do that.
In the title of the classes.
Yeah,
it's weird how like half of the people who booked it didn't even turn up, you know?
Mhm.
It's interesting.
Yeah, tell me when you pass the corner, the second corner.
Give me this.
Yeah.
Alright. Trying to look for what the best round of Sanka's would be to review. He's put a 50-second clip in, so.
We don't have time to do that anyway. But you can do that. I get what you're saying, because you could do that.
We should have time, bro. For 3 clips. I mean, I'm fine to go over if you are. I don't care.
Yeah, I just have another lesson. Like
10?
10.
Quarter 10? That's fine. How are you booking them on 15-minute intervals, by the way?
Because I just ask them, I just tell them. Like,
Right.
I book them on 10, but then I just say, okay,
Right.
we'll meet, or at 1:30. I'm just like, yeah, just meet, we'll do 15 minutes later in scheduled time.
Yeah, I wish they had, like,
I
on
don't
the
know why they
website.
don't.
Yeah, it's kind of frustrating. This badder guy's messaging me again. Legend. Alright, I'm gonna go check on everyone. It's been
I
ages.
need to take it off my Metify.
What?
The lesson.
Oh, the last. Yeah, you're right. Let me do that quickly and then.
Let's take it off your Just screen recording.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Wait, why?
Well, you just don't want them at on your screen recording, do you?
I guess.
All right. I'll show you. Let's get everyone in.
Yep.
All right. Let me just add. Where's the? Is everyone done?
Hmm. I don't think everyone's gonna see that unless you at them.
Yeah, I'm about to do it now.
Mhm.
Just picking someone from each group.
This one, I'm not proud of. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not as proud as how I've kind of been doing today in this class. I think I personally did way better in the first class. I want to do better next one. We can freestyle the rest. Do we want to give him? Do you want to let him finish it?
No. I'll just go in and just say, are you ready to be moved? I'll start with 1, you go through.
And then realistically, I would have Viper come around through. I don't know what it's called. What's the other like opening in the tunnel? Like not where Astro Smoke is, where the other smoke is. The second one to the left.
What elbow?
Yeah. I would have Viper realistically come through there and throw her little toxic ball into like that garden area. So then if they come out of garden, they don't. You know what I mean? Like they can't see.
Would you just have? Because I remember he said Eugen earlier was like he normally has 3 on B. Should we just have Viper just on B from the start?
But then we have to think about wall. Then we gotta think wall.
Yeah, she can put a wall up before and then like at the start of the round a setup and then just hold B because obviously once it's down it's fine. She can also throw orb on the opening of long and then
You just swing and headshots.
Yo, I think they need a few. They need like an extra minute or two.
Oh my god! Look at their screen. Oh, what is that? Their screen share preview.
What? They're playing some Valorant in there, to be honest. Yeah.
Oh my
They've
god!
got they've taken it literally
Yeah,
every single possibility.
Are they like high elo then, or are they just considering every possibility?
I'm not sure. I don't know what ranks they are. We'll have to ask
Brain
them.
Cell is goal 3
Who?
or goal 2. This Brain Cell
Brain Cell,
man.
yeah.
I think you moved.
Yeah, what a username.
Like -3 Brain Cell.
Yeah.
I thought you
Yeah.
split us up in elo, Louis, because we're all quite similar for ours.
No, I just split them up. You know, I tried to put together people from my Discord who
Yeah,
maybe
no, fair enough.
I think you put
well,
one of the people from our group into Classroom 3.
What?
No, he
Yeah,
joined himself. He joined himself.
He just left and joined that now.
He just
went
left
to go
and
look
joined,
at
yeah.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah, he wanted to go see it, I think.
He probably wanted to come back.
That's awesome.
Yo. Oh wait, he couldn't join back. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see what they were.
Yeah,
doing,
yeah,
And then
yeah.
I was like, oh crap, I can't.
You just
join.
see him type help in chat.
I was trying to type help.
Alright. How long do you think they need it here? Should I join and ask him? I'm gonna go join and ask him. See what's going on.
So ignored. Yeah.
Unlucky.
cover bathrooms and
Yo, how long do you guys think you need?
We're done pretty much.
You're done?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna drag you guys back up and then we will start with group 1. Go to group 2 and then you guys should be last to go through the thing.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay.
Good.
Oh, but they don't have a KO, so then
Oh
it's
my
also
god. Brain
plays
cell,
in your
come on.
advantage.
Yo.
Would you
Don't
say
move the calls again, Louis.
Huh?
Okay.
Don't move the calls around again.
is that the best
It
comp
was
for
me.
bind?
Pardon?
I don't really think there's a best comp. There's no
Yeah, there's
best
There's no
comp.
Viper on that comp.
Comfortability
Yeah.
comfortability is more important than comp.
Trader.
Oh, we lost one. Oh, there we go.
Like Paper X run Yoru and still shit on games,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
It's
it's
pretty good on
comfortability.
that, to be honest. I think which group wants
my
to
God.
start? I'm saying
What's that
econ.
noise? What was that so?
I'm saying econ's group starts.
I mean, we can do.
Group 1, Econ, Sanka, Schnitzel. So one of
Sanka,
you.
do you want to take the reins of this, or do you want me to?
One of you screen share and explain.
No, I'll take over when it matters.
Okay, I guess I'm starting.
I won't.
Everyone join
Cool.
econ
So
stream.
I'll wait for everyone to join, and then I'll start waffling.
What the?
Wait, is this sequence 1? Chamber should not be there yet. Okay, well, this is very this is not as organized as it probably should be, but the main idea we had was they've got a Sova and a Sky, yeah. Sova and Sky, they're going to be really good at getting the info on long. So our main idea was you've got either Sova or Sky, they're kind of interchangeable. One of them's going to take a safe position and drone someone up long, which I think is probably a good play. People tend to be a bit more comfortable around drones, especially a chamber. He's going to be pushing up. If you go a little bit back here, you can hold an angle where even if Sova is here, you still get a good peek onto whoever's following the drone. So the idea here is to get one and TP back into safety, even with KO accompanying you with a flash over that wall, probably from wherever he can, where he's not exposed to hooker. So if KO flashes over, you're as a chamber player, you're normally good for one, and then you can judge if you need to TP away or not. Then you'd be TPing back into sight. Whether this is the best position or not is very much debatable, but I like to TP here because people probably don't expect it. And then if you have a KO in this position, he can watch your cross on from garden.
Important extra information: we were 2v5 because we had 2 disconnects and one Russian guy who went off to play CS:GO. So,
we didn't want to just. We wanted to try and do it just us. Yeah.
Can I bring up like the first thing that I see is like the problem that I'd see with setup is the destination TP, because if there's no one taking early info in hookah if you go to sequence 1 for me.
We had a tripwire.
Yeah, we do have a chamber trip.
Okay, so what are you gonna do if that goes off?
We
Because
have
my
KO
fear,
Molly.
My fear is that they break it and they come in and they collapse you, and then
We fixed that in sequence 5.
Oh, sure. I'm
Yeah. So yeah, we thought Astra would grab well backside and nade it. So we were like, right, you can play in tube so that doesn't happen. They don't have a Viper, so they can't do any of that fancy Fnatic triple molly XX stuff.
Yeah.
You can then play off the
we had a fragment grenade in
to slow
B-long.
long.
Yeah, that slows them at least for 2-3 seconds.
This is so This is so scuffed now.
And then we collect the rays in the sky.
Yeah. With the chamber.
No, but
360.
we said to play. We said to play off. Sanka should play off the sound of the raise satchel. Do you know what I mean? You play off the timing like we spoke earlier.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Plays off here, doesn't give anything
And
away. He hits
flash,
the raise
right click,
satchel. Boom, raises in the bin.
That's really nice.
Because I do that in my ranked games.
But yeah, this is how we both play in ranked.
So, you guys see how you guys have thought ahead and considered all the options and stuff, well, the important ones anyway, right?
Yeah.
This is what should be happening in your head when you're choosing where you want to stand, right? You look at the enemy comp, you look at what they can do to you, what they might do to you, and you make plans around it.
With you.
Oh yeah, someone left.
That keeps.
Again.
Because that's where I struggle with most. If I, for instance, play not even this entire comp, but if I play like against a race or a jet that dashes in on this, where do I stand? What's the best thing to do? How can I set up my teammates for success?
You can't stand anywhere by yourself, really, and if you're going to stand anywhere, you need a partner and have a crossfire.
Yeah, you can't be cubby, because that's that you're going to get either naded there. Maybe you can't sit backside because you can get naded there. If you're inside, you can get pushed from all the sides if they push up, and you can't stand elbow because you get smoked off.
So it's like, do you have things like, do you have an Astra on your team potentially? Can you have like smokes go up? Can you have your
smokes in hookah usually?
This is why you want to take early information.
Yeah.
So this is why you want early info, so you can actually deal. You can make them use their util. So it's like if you manage to bait out their nade, then you can go play in cubby. Right. But if you don't show any presence, then they're not going to use their util. A good player will save it. Why is Coda in the lobby?
His PC keeps crashing. It's all good.
Yeah, so just all that type of stuff. Like, obviously, you can't play it perfectly. You don't know what they're gonna do, but you can use like taking each other's contact.
Where would you stand, Ben, or you go, Louis?
To counter the
I
race
honestly, I wouldn't be playing on site after my early info. I'd rather play for the retake than hold on to site.
If there's two of you there, yeah. I would, if I was trying to kill a raise C4 and in or a jet dashing in, I would play in the window cubby. So on the left of the KO, where the window is.
Yeah, okay.
I would play here. Yeah, and then maybe when she starts C4 in, maybe I'd peek. Maybe I'd just wait for her to land on top site. But everyone lands top site, right? And the first place they look is kind of back site, you know?
Yeah, it's a risky play though, because you can get naded and then get spammed or something.
Yeah, definitely.
But
Which is
I think it's choosing the softest choosing the softest poison,
yeah,
in that
exactly.
situation.
Yeah.
So I would I would play aggressive for early info, so I can hopefully justify pulling a third player to rotate.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then I
okay.
have someone that could maybe, depend on who it is, could come through the CT smoke on contact, could get
Yeah.
out onto site. If they didn't commit after the first push, then we could as a free retake part of the map and push it back out.
Okay, because so the key to defending B bind is is put up space, so you start in hookah usually, so they have to use util to clear it, and get info on B long.
Yeah, make them work for it.
Then make them
really
work
have
for
to
it. Make them
commit a
waste
load.
util.
Yeah.
Copy that. Yeah.
Exactly,
Okay, that's
yeah.
a really good one then.
Now, when you asked me
Yeah.
for, I was trying to give you an example of where I'd play, just to kill a Raze or a Jet, like C4 and Audacian in. I wouldn't,
Yes.
against this comp, I wouldn't play on site. Originally, our idea was to give you a hard comp and an easy comp, and then we had a second half.
This
of
was the easy
activity.
comp,
This
right?
was the hard comp. Yeah. So then we had an easy comp, which we were gonna do, and then we had another segment on Sea of Haven where we were gonna do site holds a bit more in depth, and we had an easy comp and a hard comp there. But we have an activity 3 to go through with some more examples from a VOD. And if we were to do all of those examples from this, I don't think we would have
be here all
time.
day.
Yeah. So we'll try and get.
Does the other group have something that's totally different, or
No.
what
Yeah,
they
no.
want to
We're gonna
add,
go.
or-
We're gonna go through all the examples of group 2 and group 1.
Can I ask what you
and
think
group
about the KO position that we had? Obviously, he's inside of Tube, playing off the Raze info.
It's probably the best spot you're gonna get against this comp, to be honest.
Yeah, it's either that or in the cubby. Oh no,
I
in the
think
cubby.
in
yeah, in the
elbow
comp,
smoke, ready to flush out on
Yes,
contact is good
yes,
as well.
I
That's
agree
with
probably
that.
where
True.
I would play.
Yeah.
Hadn't considered
But you
that.
have to
I
have
would counter
someone.
molly under window and then flush through. Or
But you
just
have
flush
to have
through.
someone spotting that then for you, so you can play off the
Exactly.
the map.
You can play off steps.
Because if they can sneak
Not
up through the
really.
smoke,
You
right?
just hold it. Like you're not going to be stood with your flash out. You pull your flash out when they smoke. It's a reaction.
Okay,
so
copy
you'd be
that.
playing sort of
Yeah.
passive. They're not going to come in with no smoke.
Oh,
on
you were
elbow.
saying. Okay. Yeah. No, I get what you're saying now. Yeah. You'd wait for the smoke. Yeah.
Yeah.
Copy that. Yeah.
All right. So let's go to group
Next.
2. So that is Panic Lord, Dwell, and a hero. So one of you screen share, and let's go through your example.
Shit.
It's so fucked.
There's so much going on. I love it.
All right. So I think the main idea that we had going into this was that we want to get early info like through at least one of the two like long sites. So like either like here or like here. Like I think that was like one of our main like ideas, because I felt like if we played too passive on site, like by the time they're here, like it's fucked, right? Like if we give them all this space for free, like it's like
100%.
pretty bad. So I think the first idea of what we saw, what the opponent probably does is like, Raze does the very like standard boombot clear here. And we were pretty sure either Sky or Sova would just like drone up long. And we spent a lot of time trying to figure out like where to play, because I felt like everything was pretty doomed here. So yeah, you guys did pick a pretty hard comp.
Oh, we did,
And I think what we settled on was that if the Sky or Sova is droning, they're probably standing here and they're not really helping the person actually walking up.
Yeah.
So what we thought was have the Sova either shoot a shock, or not shock dart, shoot a recon dart, or just have a drone come out to go with it and support the chamber peeking. And like kind of hope that you're creating like a 2v1 against the person here, who's pushing up with the drone, and then have chamber TP back out into the tube, because if he goes behind the tube or somewhere like that, it feels very like nadeable, and then have the Sova back up into elbow. And the reasoning for this was that if it gets smoked off, he still has the other piece of util for like a drone or dart to have like wall hacks through the smoke.
Is he not using a dart at long?
Like if he darts long, then he has the drone. If he drones long, then he has the dart.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I like that.
That's the idea there.
My issue with this round would be that so it's all good, like Chamber's going to be able to TP to site, that's fine. But then how is he ever, if he feels like it's too risky and it's a fast play, how is he getting off site? How can he deal with getting crunched? Like because once he, I would say Sova's not a great agent at supporting on the bomb
Right.
site because it's not really good for him to. You can't really help him, in my opinion. It's not
Got
like
it.
Sky, KO, someone with a flash, someone with like something good that can
The
help him
delay.
fight. Like Sova doesn't have anything that really helps him fight with his teammate unless he's got the counter reveal. That's probably the
Right.
only thing that would help. That's why I personally don't like this round in like with a Sova. If I had someone else, it might be a
Yeah,
bit nicer.
I'd rather have
with
someone else.
with a Sova, I would rather like maybe. It's interesting to me that I don't think, unless I'm mistaken, no one's actually experimented with doing. If I go and can you link me your Valorplant? I'll go on
Should be in the
yours and
hashtag
do it.
Valorplant channel, bro. Right?
Yeah, which one is it? Is it Panic Lord? Your one, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to me. So far, no one's opted to do this TP and go here. I don't know if that's something you've ever seen in your games. So you actually go out wide and then make sure that they can't actually like literally just shoot the drone and make sure no one can take space with it, which is going to slow down their whole push. And then it gives you time to potentially like drone back on the angle. So say that you TP to here after shooting their piece of utility, then your Sova comes and drones, and then you come back on the angle as a defender. And then if you get pushed off of that, then you just leave and play retake because you don't have anything else. So I would probably want to take a bit more risk and do a little bit more aggression and like try and push my luck a little bit, but obviously still calculated, and then give up the bomb site because I wouldn't like to hold the bomb site with a Chamber and Sova as a duo. I think it'd be really difficult to pull off.
Yeah, I would much rather have like a KO or a Sky, or you don't really see KO on this map much, I don't think. But yeah, someone with flashes to flash through the elbow smoke or to flash me back into long, or just to flash long for info. A raise would be nice, maybe to nade them off the drone as well.
Right.
But
an alternative as well that I have is that you could potentially set up to another benefit of Sova is you can retake map control. So say that you went for this long peak and you TP'd off, say you had the train mark still up, or even if you didn't, use the drone for Chamber to follow and get another aggressive spot into hookah.
I like that.
So like my plays with Sova would be my preference would be to try and really get in their face and force a kill early because I wouldn't feel comfortable sitting on site. My general like premise.
Yeah, against this comp, I'll try and do something early and then play retake as well.
But regardless of the comp, aggression, early aggression, or at least early information is key.
Yeah, essential.
Yeah,
literally essential. You need it
to make them have to use util to take the space as well.
It's interesting that everyone so far has chose Chamber B long. That didn't have to be the thing, did it?
It did.
No,
It did in my
if you
mind.
can get early info in hookah and get a pick,
Yeah, no, I was
or
just
at least they have to clear him with the shit, and he can TP out, so he wastes util.
No, that's fun.
Yeah, I like that.
Anything else?
Any questions
from your group?
No. All right, let's move on to group 3, and then we will go for the next activity. So with Coda, Brain Cell, Simply Not There, and a hero. Wait, no, not a hero. Not a hero. So who's gonna stream?
Not me.
Not you? I mean, you weren't in that group, bro. So
I'm Simply.
I'll do it.
Go for it, bro.
Okay. Okay. So. All right.
Oh my god, there's loads going on. I love it.
Wait. Why?
Start with scene 2. Start with scene 2. I messed.
Don't know why. Start with 2.
Start with scene 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we had it like So the attackers, we had them split like this, where we had the Chamber and Sky going long, and then the Ray Server and Astra going through hookah.
That's a good.
So we started off the round with KO doing a lineup for B lobby to see if anyone's actually there, and hopefully catch the attackers to slow them down a bit, especially with the Rays being able to nade and satchel. It's like stops her for a bit, and then once KO's done his lineup, he walks over to long with Chamber, where he's set up in a passive position. and we actually, so we wait for any sky flashes or anything that comes from the attackers, hiding behind here so that we don't give any info. And then once she's popped that flash, he comes in front and KO pop flashes. Huh?
Scene 2.
Scene
I mean,
2 on
scene
1,
one.
Scene 1.
Scene 1.
Okay. So yeah.
Flash.
So in this situation, we've assumed that the attacking skies flashed and not got anything. So they start to push up. The chamber's starting to push up, and in our head, we catch the chamber with the KO flash, hopefully, and then allows chamber to get like an easy kill. Once he's got that kill, he TPs up here back in C2, and yeah, and hopefully he's able to come out easily because our Viper wall should be here. There's a Viper wall that wanted to cover Hooker.
Scene 3 has the rest.
Is the 3? Okay.
So the issue that I see, if you're doing the setup, is potentially wait, are you doing that wall from A?
No,
What's the Viper?
I don't know why there's two Vipers
Because
there.
the only issue that I would see with setup is doing an aggressive play that's only one of the agents that you've got being aggressive, while also having 3 on the bomb site. So like if you're gonna do an aggressive peak and have 3, you should be more committed together, I would say. So like you have more agents actually going up and fighting. So yeah, more like trade potential. You can actually take map control, because a problem with this play is the rotates are really long for everyone except chamber, and then like as a defender, and your A side of the map would be looking real weak right now.
Yeah.
And that's like,
yeah, that's right.
that's why, like if you're gonna do a play like this, like maybe what I would potentially suggest is you have like a little combo going on, that maybe chambers posted on long and you're playing a double setup in hookah, and based on the situation, the goal of Viper and KO is to push through hookah, maybe on contact, maybe it doesn't really matter, like
or at least
anything.
hold it.
Yeah, just on somewhere where they can actually have some early impact into the
Early,
round.
yeah, okay. Alright, fair enough.
So, can you go back to where Chamber started in the round? I think it was sequence 2, right? Yeah, so you guys...
It's back here, and
yeah,
then KO's here.
and then what, you're peeking long, right? Or...
Yeah, so yeah, we
go into a long peek
played him
after...
in. Yeah. We expect like this guy to flash for info.
Yeah.
So we like hide him behind so he doesn't give them anything.
Is the KO...
And then
what's the KO
once
doing
that's...
again?
The KO started here because he had to do his lineup for...
Right. I would say... I like the lineup. I would say it's more valuable to be in long. I would like to see the KO in long, in garden, like at the bottom of garden, holding a flash in his hand. And then when chamber peaks, the KO flashes after the chamber TPs. Or some sort of flash setup on chamber's contact, whether it's after chamber TPs, so chamber might come into... Do you want to link me the value plan quickly? Or maybe it's in... maybe
it should be there.
Can I ask for your chamber trippers? You haven't used one.
It should be there. I don't know why it's not. It was A short.
It's in.
It's supposed to be there.
Okay, yeah. No, that's fine. I was gonna say I like potentially having KO here if he could, if Viper was in hookah as well, because then he could flash from here for both chamber and Viper if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Like that's like a more insurance setup.
Alright, I'm gonna
Again,
screen
it
share.
probably wouldn't be what I'd do with only 2 on B.
Alright, everyone hop in my screen share, and I'm gonna show you some ideas for what I would have done with this KO. So, I would have, I really, like this is a sick lineup. Don't get me wrong, but I would much prefer him supporting the chamber, like Ben said, having very strong where the aggression is happening. So KO can shoot dogs, shoot flashes if you get a chance, shoot recons from the server, shoot drone obviously, and the best part is leaving him in this corner. So maybe he's breaking the stuff for him, and then chamber peeks, TP's away, and then let's say chamber comes here, KO's in this corner here, chamber's holding this now. And when the chamber shoots, the KO is going to flash on contact with a right click and just kill everyone in here. So I would have much preferred to see them play together on long.
Can I ask a question for that?
Yeah, go for it.
What about hookah? Because there's no trip and we don't have the KO knifing it.
You have a Viper, right? With you? Or am I wrong?
Yeah, we
Viper's on V? Yeah. I would just play the Viper in hookah with the smoke, and when the boombot comes in, you break it, and you molly as counter util. You know, and you just reactively molly, and you have like, I don't know, in total, I think you have like nearly 20 seconds of delay. You know, and that's enough for your team to rotate off A and become 5A. You know, so whoever you have on A, maybe it's
enough for
like
your team to be born.
yeah, it's enough for it's enough to get like 7 people over here. So
I think as well, like if you watch any like sort of good Viper play, you'll see what they do is they'll do the thing that you just said with the orb and the molly, and then once they have to give it up, they'll drop out and they'll do a lineup to put a molly where the orb is now and retake it within like 5 to 10 seconds after the attackers take it.
I love that
It's
stuff.
very common. You watching any VOD, you'll see it, especially FNS.
So we are a bit short on time though, so I think we need to move on to the next activity, and then the student mistake stuff. We'll probably have to go a bit over if you guys want to stay to go through that.
Yeah, that's fine.
That won't take long, so it's up to you. But yeah, I think Ben's gonna go now with some rounds from a VOD, some mid-round decisions. So
yeah, there's also potential that we could just record the student mistakes, us talking about them, and just upload them and put in resources, and everyone
That would
can
make
see
good
it then.
TikTok content.
Yeah,
I have 3 mistakes. I expect, at least half an hour of analysis.
Okay, right.
I fucking love you, Sanko.
So I'm gonna stream over now.
And I have one just weird situation.
Yeah.
Oh, he's talking about you uploaded something, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we might just record that if you guys are okay and upload it within hopefully the next couple of days. If you guys want, then we can actually do it properly rather than and everyone can see it rather than be short for time. Right, can everyone see my screen?
Give this cameraman a raise. What is that angle?
Look, it looks like an AUG with the dot.
True.
Right, okay, so we're going to be talking about just the one round here, but it's still super complicated. It's an insane round. So I've actually got more notes for this one round than I did the whole of the
I remember
Yay
watching this, I loved it, bro.
So everyone's in, yeah? Everyone can see?
Yep.
Okay. I should probably ask if anyone's not in. It would be way easier that way. Someone just joined, so that's good.
Yeah.
Right. So this round, Optic are going to go for an early contact up C long. He's got the operator. He's going to try and get posted. I'll show you how it unfolds just to begin with.
You're not streaming the sound again, by the way.
I am.
I can't hear it.
There isn't any right now.
And you're right. I think at least early on.
You hear
it? Yeah. It's fine now. I'm just dumb.
It's going for a contact, second catch them off with an off angle. Looking for a trade.
Light by the rest of the way, and they're able to find some value out of it early on.
Optic don't have too much map control, so they kind of sit around here. They want to try and find something back. They want to try and find a refrag. He goes up, he gets destroyed by Cryo. So now it's a 3v5, right? Super hard round for Optic to win. They got no map control, bar C long, and it's a 3v5. So from this position, does anyone have any idea
so we see it again? Can we see it again?
What did you want to see?
Just the early info. What did they do so well?
So there's not too much. So Zekin's just playing a nice off angle, finds the kill. They can't trade it because he just basically just dashes away. You see how he
takes everyone.
Yeah. So that's like really nice. And then Optic are trying to refrag and Cryo he's got his TP set up. He goes for a little like pretty safe pick. He's only peeking an off angle. He's not
Cryo also off angle.
Yeah, like look at all this util. So if he caught someone, if he even heard someone go into the cubby, he could get breached to nade them out or do whatever. They've got a chamber and a jet here, so they can take a lot of risk. But this round, so at this point, this is pretty much like they should lose this round, right? Like almost definitely. This is really difficult for them to win. They've not broken the tripping garage, and it's a 3v5. But what they do is to begin with, they sort of like slow it down and they're sort of trying to find a pick. So what you'll see is Marved going up towards B, Neon going all the way back A, and FNS staying here for a bit, trying to catch anyone jump spotting. But XSET are not going to give them that. You know, they know better than that. They don't need the info down C long. They're pretty happy with the setup they have in the round. And the only thing that Optic know is that they're gonna have a lot, like at least 3 players towards C. They've seen 3 different players. They've seen Breach Util and they've seen Chamber and Jet. That's the only information they have in the round.
Finesse picks up the op that Ye just dropped.
But Optic still has this X factor right here. Marv.
Now, Marv knows this, that there's 3 on C. So what they're going to do, they're going to have to rotate. They can't just stay 3 on C for the entire round. So he's hoping that he'll find someone. Obviously, it's quite naive to expect that. No one's going to give him that kill. But he tries it anyway.
Good at making.
And then he drops a smoke. This smoke is super crucial because
love it.
where they're stacked towards C, they need to take info from C side of the map. So he knows that this half here is weak. So by cutting off their line of sight, they can't cross. They can't cross
Best
and watch
controller.
A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another
So
thing,
like
can I
this
say something about
yeah?
the smoke as well? In his head, he doesn't know whether someone's holding B from A link or from C link. So by smoking the C link guy off, if there was a guy C link, it would weaken A because now the A player has to come and hold it from A link to maintain that info on B.
Oh,
So it
jeez.
like,
It
this
is
is-
fucking a
he's
millionaire
pulling-
queue.
Yeah, he's pulling the rotates by denying line of sights. Like that simple, just one smoke like that.
It gets better as well because that's a really common chamber trip spot as well.
Yeah, it smokes
So
the
they
trap
could
bit.
be relying
yeah.
on like
Yeah,
there's
it's
loads of
beautiful, man.
layers to that one smoke.
But you
that he
don't
does.
do this if you hit B, right? Without a
No,
save.
Definitely
no,
not.
you wouldn't want to do that.
This
So
pulls
he's trying to
rotates.
set up.
This is
that they're
just for
doing
your
sort of-
lurk.
He's
Yeah.
denying info and he's trying to pull them apart. Haven's a really big map where there's always going to be a hole. So you kind of want the bomb sites are all too hard to hold by one player.
Yeah.
So you want to. So that's why you want to pull them apart.
That's
so
why
they
you
only,
always want-
they're forced.
you
Yeah,
always
you're
want a
either playing
sentinel.
2 on a site. You're always either playing. You want to be either playing 2 on a site or retake the site. You don't really ever want to be sitting 1 on there, unless you're an agent like Chamber that can get away. And then what's important to note? So he's starving XSET of information on B. So he's they have to come back and Sky has to come back and check it and pick it up to make sure they don't find a random timing through spawn. This map is really massive for finding timings. So you're going to see a bit of a util trades come out. So he's going to do this. He's going to deny the line of sight and the info from Breach. So Sky's going to come over and he's going to trade out his dog.
To potentially block a possible trademark.
So that he checks that no one gets this timing on B.
Or just create a
So
possibility.
he wanted to go in the smoke. Obviously, Marv shoots the dog. So before it checks in the smoke. So they're still a bit paranoid about this.
Can I?
They don't know anything. Yeah, go on.
So what I said about pulling the rotate away from A with that smoke, right? Now that Sky has shown as an A rotator, the A rotator is now on B. That confirms it for Marv. And now he's like, all right, guys, you have a little bit of a timing on A. The A rotator is an A link. Like now A is weak, So now you'll see this breach. He'll start running after that info from Marv.
Yeah, it's also Neon will take the time in.
Yeah.
My next point on this is he obviously Marv relays this information. Victor's going to go all the way up to here, but he's not going to expose himself. Doesn't want to give away the plan. He doesn't want to die with a bomb, so that's why he lets Marv do all this stuff, take all the contact, pull something away from A, and then gets close.
Kind of lowers
Because
the bar.
Victor knows as well that no one was taking info on A. He didn't spot anyone down here or spot anyone here taking info. So now with this rotate, there's no way they had 3 on A by that point. So he can already read that there's only going to be 1 on the site with Sky being the rotate because he saw the other 3 towards C, and then Sky's obviously shown in link. Could you move that person back in?
I will.
They're in the lobby. Right. What is my next point on this? So obviously, as we just said, FNS goes over, but FNS isn't going to run straight to A. This is what I like. So Marv re-smokes this, starves them with info again, because he knows the situation hasn't changed. Breach could have gone to backside, but even then, Breach would still have to gamble on which side he holds. There's no guarantee. It was too risky. So what he's going to do, he re-smokes, and he's going to pull FNS to do a flash, and he's going to fake that they're hitting B, So flash into B, just checks everything.
Not sure if he knew
Looking
that
for
that
traps
smoke
as
Takes
was
his
there.
timing on B, but the really important thing is not Marved right here. It's that Neon is now, as soon as they do the flash, works up A.
So
He's trying to find this 1v1.
the information.
He takes his time in. Very important. He goes on the inside line. It's way easier to clear all the angles. Much safer.
Might be really bad here for XSET.
Goes all the
Outside
all the
line,
way
right?
around. He hears. Pardon?
Outside line.
The inside line of the. He goes
Oh,
on the
I thought you
inside
meant
side.
Marv. Sorry.
No. Neon. So Neon goes on the inside line. He hears Sky rotate in heaven, which is what he's originally anticipating. However, he hears that Omen. So when you're playing Omen, important note to anyone that means controller is you make a little noise from your body after you drop a smoke. Like a noise comes from your body. So he hears this guy here. This is why he dashes.
Wow.
So he dashes through this because he hears him, right? He hears the little like. If you go into a game, you'll see it. If
Remember when
you
I
don't know
showed you
already.
that in like 2020?
Yep.
Players get onto A.
And then he obviously wins his kill. He's expecting
Getting
him.
the kills they need.
But I'll talk about the big mistake after this round. But now it's a 3v3, and this round's completely changed. It should never been in this position. And they've got the only info they have now is that what's it called? Sky is heaven. Oh, also I forgot. I skipped over. Marv's game sense is like really good. He's waiting, so he's currently holding here, and then as soon as the smoke's about to fade, he's literally ready, holding for breach. The smoke fades, and it obviously fades on the minimap a bit later than it does in the actual game. But he sees breach as it fades, picks him up. So that was like really well played, knowing when his smoke was going to drop. Another like super high level concept.
Some people count, don't they? I just have a little
Yeah.
bit of a feeling for it. I have like
People
an
do what they
intuition.
do in League. They do timers.
Yeah.
An internal timer. So
I
it's like,
count-
okay, say it's at 35 seconds and it's a 15-second. They go 20-second
Yeah.
smoke drop.
In comms, I count cooldowns of recons, like sky flashes. You know, like I track
You have
when
to
they
do
don't.
that internally because it will cut comms if you do it out loud a
Yeah,
lot of
no,
the
I
time.
don't do it in. Obviously, I don't do it in chaotic
Yeah,
situations.
no, I
do
was
it when
just
it's
saying in
quiet.
case anyone
Yeah.
starts being like counting everything in comms, like sky flashing 5, so flashing 11.
Yeah.
It's
Just do it when it's quiet.
Right, so now it's pulled it into a 3v3. The only info they have is Sky. Marv goes across. He has to take this TP to CT because it's too risky for him to rotate, and it's too risky for him to stay here because he could easily get flanked. You know, he doesn't know where the enemy jet's coming from, so he needs to get to safety as soon as possible.
They've evened things out, but the big
He
problem
misses his one way,
here is cryo.
and they
and
are getting
sewers.
flanked. But I want you to see how like Victor and Marv pull off quite a nice little duo setup where they trade. I think XSET misplays super hard here. I don't know why Sky goes in first, but for some reason BCJ decides to go in before Cryo here and dies. He gets insta-traded. Had he waited literally a second,
They're trying to play
then
on the bar, no? Trying to pressure for cryo to peak.
yeah, but he overcommits. Like he, in my
Yeah, a
opinion,
little
he
bit.
should,
Yeah.
he could
Could've just
still
done
deal with this.
steps. Yeah.
The Cryo's already got to this position without being seen, so it's fine. And then if we go back to like, so you can actually see their setup. So you can see how they're really close to each other and they could easily trade. So like Neon could easily run around and peek Sky if you manage to net the kill on Marved. But the trades come out, so he dies. So it's
Could it
kill,
not be Sky
kill.
trying to get value out of the stinger?
Pardon?
Could it not be
What-
because she has a stinger? She's trying to get value
What,
out of it.
BCJ?
Yeah.
Yeah, potentially. I just think like he doesn't need to do that. Like if Cryo's already got a flank without being seen this
Yeah.
early on, I would treat that as more valuable.
Yeah,
Like,
but
if
the
they
thing
knew-
is like they're gonna be looking at him unless BCJ pressures. You know, like there's no
one's looking
reason.
at him.
There's
No,
yeah, but
they don't expect him. FNS is on the flank.
yeah, but there's no. He doesn't. BCJ doesn't know that. Like, there's no reason for Victor to not be looking short. There's no reason for someone to not be looking short. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I don't think it's. I think that commonly breaches play under heaven. That's like a super like meta thing.
Yeah,
Something
true.
they'd anticipate. And also, you know, they might just. He could just wait for Jet. Cryo could have played more time. There's loads
There's
of
loads
things.
of
I
options,
think.
yeah.
I think running in a 3v3 and just swinging at a sort of angle is just a waste. I don't
Yeah, I
think that he
reckon
needed to in this situation at all. I
there's
think it
better
was a
ways,
real
for
big
sure.
misplay. It wasn't the biggest misplay in this round, but it's definitely up there.
I think I see
They
why he
get
did it, though.
traded out. Nice kills, obviously quite individual, but they're playing off each other. Those trades happened really quick. They put themselves in really nice positions.
Second. This 1v2.
Personally, would not have done that.
That's a North American
either.
moment, boys.
Again, so far, so weak.
But they do set up a nice play, but they just miss the util. So they're doing a stun and peek. They just time it a little bit badly.
So out of time.
If he got stunned, he probably nets that kill.
Mm.
Which would have been a nice play. And then just something simple to close out the round. FNS just takes the time in while he's got it, because Jet knows where he's stunned from, and he comes up and he just plays the time.
Second goes
It's perfect.
No gun fired. Swings around.
And just shoots him in the back of the head.
But he's literally just
No, they convert that 3v5 really by Marv's amazing
Jesus.
smokes and a terrible play from Aren.
My
Like just a
favourite-
bad fundamental understanding of
Yeah, this
Valorant and
is-
info. So all I've been talking about this lesson and I've been banging on about is early information and how important it is. So for this entire start of the round,
I've actually never
Uh,
seen anything more disgusting in a VCT game, by the way.
Like you won't see this in many rounds where players do this. He's just sat on A site, and A site is a thing where you either you need info from either here and here, like well here to look short and then passive A, or you just get here and then you got one line that does both. But they get smoked off and he just sits here. He doesn't try and retake any map control, just sits on site. He should have played retake.
Or they should
But
have
had
dogged
he,
through.
yeah, just anything like that. But the thing that the problem is, he had plenty of time to go back and sort of like jump spot or take info or go and play retake. But instead he just sits on site. Like if you watch like any other game at this tier, you will not see this happen very often. I don't know why he is doing that.
I bet Def was fuming, bro.
When they reviewed this, yeah, I'm not
they
too
were
sure.
probably pissed.
Yeah, and it's just like had he been, so let's just go back. So from this,
Guys,
had he been
I
here,
have to hop out. It's already past the time.
Yeah,
want
that's
to,
I kind of have to
that's-
leave
If you
as
guys
well.
have to go, that's
okay.
fine.
Right.
That's okay.
Thank you very much, and
you can always watch
Yeah,
the end of the
we're-
recording. I'm almost done
we'll
now
have the
anyway.
VOD,
The
so-
round's pretty much just ended, so it's literally just.
cool.
I'll
I'm
wait
just
until the
gonna
end of this
talk
round,
about-
but then I'll leave. Yeah.
This is the only round. It's literally just a
Okay.
case of imagine if he had been here and he'd seen Neon cross, it would have changed the whole round. But he didn't, and then they just basically folded on him because he played on the bomb site by himself, which you cannot do on Haven. So yeah. So just to recap: Marv smoke, the little fake on B, and Neon taking the time in, exploiting the fact that XSET weren't taking aggressive info on an A main, like early info, and that's how they managed to turn a 3v5 to a round win on Attack Haven.
So-
Just something as simple as that. It's literally only 3 pieces of util is all they used.
Yeah, I love that
And
round.
I think that's
That's
crazy.
one of
to
the
me.
most beautiful rounds I've ever seen. So
And another mistake they make is that they play with the trip in garage. Shouldn't be doing that. Waste of resource.
yeah,
With Chamber there anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
do
So
we
that's like bad.
want to
bad
do
play
a
in the round.
summary of the whole class quickly for everyone? Just quick.
Oh, well, I got to head
Obviously,
out.
feel free to leave, guys, if you don't have time. And you'll
We'll
have the VOD
upload
and everything.
the VOD.
Yeah, we'll have the
all
VOD
that
and
type of
everything.
stuff.
But yeah, so quick summary. We talked about how Ye is achieving unbelievable numbers without even relying on aim. He's, like to carry your team, you do not need aim, guys. Like, focus on your game sense. And obviously, rewatch this VOD if you want to go back over how he did some of those plays without any relying on aim, like once. I don't think I've seen a play from him that relied on aim one time. We had obviously the group work with setting up plays and stuff. And then we've gone through this round here where you've learnt the concepts of like pulling rotates and stuff and how to create timings for yourself and your team. With smokes
And the importance of early information.
Yeah,
Just saying
early information.
That's
Yeah,
the biggest thing.
and
throughout the whole
avoiding the
lesson.
enemy team's util. Yeah. So we're gonna do. I think we're gonna do a video for the student mistakes. So if you guys want your mistakes reviewed, make sure to upload it to the Google Drive, which is in. Yeah, it's
We'll
in
pick like
announcements.
5 mistakes.
Yeah.
Like 5 rounds.
Huh?
Out of them, we'll pick like 5 rounds out of them.
Yeah,
And
something
we'll
like
just
that.
randomize.
Yeah. So obviously, if anyone has any questions or anything they want to say before we end, then feel free.
And thank you a lot for turning up, and we hope it was.
Yeah, I hope to see you in the next
I hope
one.
that I hope it was informative.
Yeah.
I hope you understand.
Now,
you have a date for the next one?
Yeah, it's on the 18th.
Next, yeah.
All
So
right.
we'll be reviewing the champions
it's
winners.
every-
So whoever wins, I believe, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
the
we're
final's on
going
the
over who
17th.
wins champions, the MVP of champions, and then kind of looking at the champions team's run and stuff like that. And we're going to be sending out a form, kind of like a giveaway type thing for free entry into the next class. So we're going to be sending out a form. Basically, it'll just be like a few questions, a few small questions, just any feedback or anything that you would like to see done better in the next one, or any ideas that you have for the next one. Yeah, there's a chance we'll pick one person and they'll get free entry into either a lesson from me or Ben, or free entry into the next Fastlane class, which is on the 18th. So look out for that. We'll do an announcement maybe later tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, we really want to make this like the best possible for everyone. And
Yeah.
This is only our second lesson, and we just, we're quite passionate about it. We've really enjoyed doing it. So anything that we can do to make it better for everyone, like please let us know, and we will make sure that we do it.
All right. So if no one has anything to say, then hopefully I'll see you guys next Sunday. Yeah.
Yep.
I hope
Yeah,
everyone
for
has
sure.
fun.
Thank you so much.
To be
Of
honest.
course.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll sit down on
Course.
that. And if you think of any
Thank you, lads.
questions, just DM us or put it in the exclusive channel.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay. All right.
Alright, thank you everyone for your time.
All right.
Thank
See you
you.
guys.
Cheers.
Later.
See ya.
Cheers.
Bye.
Yeah.